Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMega4.
I work in finance. God bless, no, this not by chance. Don't dab me, you're not my man. Don't at me, you're not my man. Mama said don't buy it if you cannot buy it twice. I cop by the tools and I don't pump fake with the price. Always on the grind, I put in work with all my might. I know that he got me, not by sight. Yeah. That's for sure though. Grinding from the grip, no shame, take a photo. Time to take a trip, we head north to the border. Say you feeling up, I'm my favorite type of hoarder. I got kids to feed, I got enemies, I got God's gift, so they envy me. Got some friends out in Memphis like I'm Aubrey. Got some friends fought for orange like some autumn leaves. Yeah. Skirt I vanish, I slide outlandish, V12 engine, all black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like Batman.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Finally. Listen. All right. So
listen.
There's been all different types of stuff going on, man. All right. So first off, I want to give some apologies because of us being late, but there was good reason. If any of you guys that listen to the next podcast, and please guys share this out because I know that there was another link and all that, and it's all changed and all that other stuff. But
so we need people to work for us right now.
Yeah, we need people to work for us. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. And also, if new to the channel, man, go ahead and hit that sub button too. Yeah, we need some of that too. We're trying to catch up to Xbox. I'm trying to get to that 4,000 before the end of the year. Let's go ahead and do that. But yeah, no. So during the next podcast, I was having some issues and all of a sudden, I'm an insider, and so it started uploading a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And so next thing you know, I look and it says Windows 11. So I'm like, what the hell? And so it's really foreign to me. There's some other things that goes on. I got to go and check all the time to see if there's other updates. It's told me that there was no other updates, and then of course, as usual, there was another update. Yeah, and so it is just what it is. And then of course, things happen. It was just a big mess. And then on top of that, we was hoping that Triple Cup Chuck and for Livewire will be coming on. Now again, listen, with Livewire, if you've been listening to the podcast forever, you never know. That's why we call him Bruh Man, aka the King of the Dolphins, aka the Donald Trump. You just don't know what you're gonna get from Livewire. So he still might pop in. But I haven't heard from anything from Triple Cup, so unfortunately, I don't think so. I don't know if they're going to be on, but we do have somebody else, so we might as well get that out the way. I have to listen to this dude's voice constantly, but I got to listen to it again tonight. So it's about 448, man. One of the OGs of when we first started GRG, man. What's happening with you?
What up, brother? What is going on, panel? What is up, chat? I am back again, man. It has been a while, but I see you haven't You haven't thrown my lazy boy away, man. I still got my ass cheeks imprint right in here. It's nice.
Right.
And
Nobody
comfy.
said. Matter of fact, I heard that D was saying that it smelled funny. So therefore, I think everything is, everything is
Yeah,
it's still in,
I had to mark it so this way nobody else does try to
Right,
sit in
and
it.
you still got your fart blanket. So I mean, I think all of that is still there in that little corner over there. So it's all good.
Oh, bro. Oh, man. It's been way too long.
It's been way too long. How you been, brother? I know that you were doing double duty. You was on Crossfire earlier. Shout out to them. What's been up, man? What's been up?
Not too much. Yeah, doing double duty tonight, but I was happy to be on. I actually they were still on when I came over here. I was like, yo, guys, I gotta go. We're doing double duty. I'm going over to GRG real quick. And when it came to the SSD, I actually proved a point that got the panel a little speechless. They really couldn't argue with me tonight on something, and I'll bring it up when we talk about it. On this show as well. But it's been a good night, man. I can see. Look at this flight simulator gameplay going on right now.
Look at that. Look at that. Like,
listen, is beautiful right there, bro.
I know. My God. And I've never seen Tokyo. I've never been to Tokyo, but I had no idea Tokyo was that huge, like city wise. It is amazing. It is a marvel, no doubt. I definitely want to go to Tokyo, no doubt about it. But anyway, and then I see Straight Duvall. You know what? Kaleidoscope had. Remember, he stayed out there where the hurricane hit. It's not Colombia. That was Colombia. What was the American country that's the little island? I can't think of it right now, but it got hit with a crazy. Yeah, I know that, but it got hit with a crazy hurricane about 2 years ago, and they still haven't really recovered. And so, like, he stayed out there, and so then life, he had to move, and so he moved to the United States, and then that's when he was like, man, I can't do the podcast anymore, and so like he's kind of been MIA. I haven't really seen or heard anything for Kaleidoscope, so trust me, I reached out to everybody. To try to see if they were going to come back. I've reached out to All Day. I reached out to, like I said, Triple Cup. I reached out to everybody. And, everybody who's been a part of the GRG podcast wasn't going to be, an asshole and not reach out to anybody who was a part of it. Because to me, everybody that was a part of GRG has always, saying, helped build what we have for the last 4 years. So, I reached out and some people decided that they want to come. Other people, I guess not, but there's no hard feelings coming out this way.
Mega, me and you had a couple painful nights going through OBS and stuff like that.
Facts. So you know what? So you're looking at the work, right? You're looking at it. So you know what I'm saying? After all that time for for you and then Don and then later on Lemon, you guys helping me out with OBS and my frustrations. But you and Don took the brunt of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Lemon was still like new to the podcast. And so I didn't want to just be grouchy and like, this is bullshit. But yeah, Bot was frustrated like hell because I was so frustrated.
You are thick-headed when you get frustrated, man.
I am.
You want to brute force things to happen.
I do. And then when it doesn't work, then I act like a big ass baby. But technology will make you learn and make you humble. And so therefore, like you say, it takes a village to become, to do everything. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had the same.
Raise a man child. I got you.
Yeah. Well, no. But it takes a village. Takes a village. But regardless, that's what happened. And so, the fruits of the labor is that, I've learned that I've adjusted. And like, even what Bob was saying, when all the craziness was going on before, when we were supposed to start at 8, he was like, you know what, normally you would be panicking, you would be tripping out. Normally I would just say, oh no, there's no show tonight. But we've been doing it for so long and that, hey, these things happen. So it is, it is what it is. And so, I know the panel over there on Crossfire was really deep, but it's nice and cozy over here tonight. So let's go ahead and get to the rest of the panel. First off, we got to go to the second, to the second generation, the first lady of the second generation of GRG. D, what's happening with you, man?
Nothing. This thankfully, this is thankfully a fast week, so I've just been chilling, just on Twitter, absorbing just miscellaneous news. So I'm glad it's Friday. Get to sleep in tomorrow. I'm chilling, legit.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, and then Six Slayer. What's happening with you, brother? What's happening with you, man?
Oh, wow. I got to agree with D. It's been a fast week, still dealing with a lot of stuff. But gaming wise, I got a chance to try out the Ascent yesterday and Flight Simulator yesterday on the Series X. And I tried to play some Halo today when I had a little bit of downtime because I had a lot of stuff to do, which I'll get into in a second. But
rub it in.
No, it ain't no rubbing it in here because it wasn't working properly for me. So I couldn't even get to fight the bots, or, do the weapon drills or whatever, or get into a match or anything. It just wasn't working for me. So I don't know what was going on with that. But gaming wise today, I played the best game of U-Haul furniture Tetris ever. I am the undefeated champion of getting everything in just right with no wasted space. Everything fit in perfectly, man.
That's
perfect. That was not that. Those gamer skills, man, they come in handy in real life too.
That is a great way to describe it, man. You just made me think about whenever I had to fill a U-Haul, and that is the perfect game to think about and kind of get everything situated and get the most crap in that truck, man.
I mean, even there, a little bit there at the very end there, the song started playing in my head when I realized what was going on. So yeah, a couple hours ago, I tweeted that right when the little the tune started playing in my mind. That's what made me think to tweet about it. But yeah, man. Lots of ups and downs, but lots of gaming this week. Oh my God. If you're an Xbox or PC fan, you had a lot to be happy for. If you're a Sony fan, I'm not trying to put shade, but it's, some stuff happened. But we're definitely going to discuss both of those angles.
Oh yeah, tonight, we're definitely going to be discussing some things, and also, there's some light around the tunnel. There's some positivity that we will be talking about, regardless with Sony. But that delicious.
Yeah, it's
slander,
called 2022.
Delicious slander. This is what you're going to get if you come to hear something. Like I said, I try to be the objective one because I think everybody else on here is going to be ridiculously ruthless. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna be ruthless tonight. And then last but not least, before we get into the very first topic, I do want to say this. Big shout out to Still Rain. Unfortunately, I don't know for anybody you guys who haven't heard that Still Rain, he can't come back onto the show because of his he got him a new job, and it's conflicted with him doing the podcast, which he's definitely going to be missed.
Absolutely.
And he common factor, really talented brother, so wish him the best
beyond
of luck.
His years.
Right. And I guarantee you'll see him on somebody else's podcast here.
Mr. Steel Rain, just remember Thursday nights, prime time, baby. Come on over. All
right. And there's still the living split screen in the mornings that does not end, man. That does not end.
Yeah, so Living Split Screen, go check that out with him and Pong Soul, whatever. But, that's why after this show, take a couple of weeks off, going to try to readjust, do some couple of things, make sure that we have everything in order. And then on top of that, take a break, That's just, I do that every year, ever since I've been doing GRG. Just want to let everybody get a little time to, chill out, feel themselves over there on the next podcast. Bot don't ever sleep. He don't care. He just tells people, you do what you're supposed to do, and then that's it.
I do it for you guys because
I've been there for too goddamn long.
When we do have a day off, like when we do have a Thursday off, it just feels so awkward. And I've had Dark tell me how it feels. I have Crispy tell me how weird it feels. The only ones that don't really say that is you and Pred. I don't know why, man, but you guys don't really have a problem with it, man.
No,
I don't know.
No. Don't because I don't know. Pred hasn't been there as long as I have, but Pred, I don't know who's been. I think Pred has been there the second longest. So and I mean, and as long as. Yeah, and as long as next podcast has been, I mean, you're going through turnover too. Anybody that's going through a long podcast, couple of times, yeah. You just have to readjust and keep it moving. So,
that's what I said. We're gonna keep going. It's just the nature of the beast, man. People come. It's a great time. You create family members and stuff like that. But then life changes, and those people, they just they can't stay in the same spot anymore. They got to real life calls and stuff like that, and you got to keep it going, man.
Oh, okay. I just got hit up by Triple Cup Chuck. He said it's not letting them in. I'm gonna send him another invite and see. Hold on, man. Thank you, Sir X-Man. You know what I'm saying? He said, and look, as Bot says, as I stole it because I think it sounds better when I say it. The super chat works, ladies and gentlemen. So
that sounded horrible compared to me.
Oh, it sounds absolutely fluid and
the
milky.
super chat is working, people. Hit it up. Go ahead.
Ow, my ears.
Happy official 200th episode. Hit that like and share, everyone. Well, this is the 201, and so I'm going to go ahead and try to fix this going forward. But let's get to the very first topic. Well, I try to see if I can try to get Triple Cup in here. Halo. Now, as you can see, the gameplay right here, crispy. Look at that, man. I've been going nuts over it, but I got to tell you this. I will tell you. I will tell you the secret. I will tell you the secret after we'll get everybody's thoughts about what they've seen if they haven't got a chance to play it yet. Of maybe you might have the invitation, you just didn't know it. That's the whole thing. So let's go to the lady in the room. Because we gentlemen, we got to be polite. Let's go to you, D. What do you think about the Halo? What you've seen from Halo Infinite? I don't know if you got an invite or not, but if you did, have you got a chance to play it? If not, what do you think about the gameplay or anything that you've seen or heard or whatever so far?
From what I've seen, it doesn't look like a preview. It looks like I'm watching the actual game, which is to its credit. Mm-hmm. I did not get an invitation, but I was not trying to get an invitation. So I don't know how that process works.
Okay.
But I didn't want to. When it comes to certain games, if it's not something that I'm like gung ho about, I try not to get like that exclusive beta access if I'm not like super, super interested. If that makes sense. Because I feel like somebody who is, it kind of takes away from them. But it looks good.
Well,
I've watched a lot of people play it, and it looks like it looks polished to me. It looks like the time that they took to delay it was warranted, and it was a good decision on their part. It also, my first thought, to be honest, when I first saw it, was people are going to be playing the shit out of this as soon as it comes out. Like, anybody that I know that plays Halo, they're not answering texts. Okay, like I can already tell because it looks like it's really, really engaging so far, and it's just a preview. To be honest, I'm still a little concerned. There is no release date, but if it's holiday, it's holiday. But it looks good. It looks like it's turning out to be what people were looking for, as far as a proper sequel. That's good.
Nice. No, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. What about you, Slayer? Have you? I know you got the invite. You was the first one in
Dr. Pred, I think.
Yes, Slayer.
Well, no, Pred was the first one in the GRGDM. But then because Pred he sneaks around. I think he throws his military card around. Like, man, I've been in the military.
For real,
war.
for real.
I'm a soldier, man. Come on, hook me up. I think that's what he does deep down. And then
all jokes aside, you see, he plays everything. He's out there on these gaming streets, PC, consoles of whichever brand is. Just like myself, it ain't a thing to him. So I feel like his name is on those records of someone who's been playing for a while. So to me, I wasn't surprised that he got invited.
Yeah, no, I wasn't surprised either. He's always getting invited to something.
Right, and and still, myself, I wasn't too surprised. Like, if had I not, and if it's contrast to yourself, early on, you yourself came did not have an invite. There were other individuals like Lord Cognito from the Iron Lords, and many various people who early on
didn't either. No, huh?
Don, right? Many people who didn't get invites, who I thought myself like, you people should be on a list because you represent the community. Like, the Save Lock movement. That's your movement, K Mega. Like, I don't know anybody else who started that. That was a thing you started, so you have to be on a list somewhere at 343 Microsoft, whatever, where you rep for Halo. you're out there in these streets. You know, you've been on that group chat or whatever, that stream they had where you were speaking, you know, to who did you speak to? It was a few months ago, and they did a whole live stream with Microsoft, and it was
with Phil in there?
Yeah, with Phil Spencer and all that. Yeah. So like, you know, yourself, Lord Cognito, and others, like, what? You guys don't have invites yet, and I have an invite? Like, what's going on with that? That don't make no sense. That's bad for business. What are you doing? But then, you know, you give it some time, and indeed, you guys did get your invites, you know. But there are a couple others who didn't, and it's just like, you know, there's only a certain number of spots for now. But this is just the beginning. You know, just like the Steam Deck, this is just the beginning. So if you're not in there, you know, the very beginning, don't feel too bad. I'm sure you'll get a spot eventually. Eventually it's going to be opened up to almost everybody who applied will be in eventually, I feel, because this beta will be out there for a little while there still. So
yeah.
Well, actually not a beta. They've made this abundantly clear. A technical preview, right? I think they call it. So let's not call it a beta. But yeah. Technical preview. But as for the game in and of itself, like I said earlier, I'm having issues with, you know, being able to get in a match or whatever like that, so I can actually play. But from what I'm seeing in the menus and everything, it's much like what they did when they fixed the Master Chief Collection. They fixed everything. They gave you every dream feature, no matter what platform you're on. If you're on PC, all the PC standard features, and they've went above and beyond, and so too with the console. It's got the FSR cast sharpening or whatever. It's got that already. It's got a bunch of features. You could you can adjust the FOV, you can adjust your controls, keyboard and mouse. It's all there. Like, this game feature wise is feature filled, and I haven't even touched the gameplay, but I've seen a lot of video. And just like D said, yeah, this looks like a complete game. It's very mature. You could tell that they spent a lot of time, and that extra year that they've had thus far, they have clearly put in the work, and it's looking great. I just can't wait, you know, to actually being able to play it. And when I launch it, it actually works for me. I'm sure there must have been some, you know, server glitch or whatever. I'm sure if I were to try it right now, it would work. But yeah, wow, can't wait to get hands on this.
Yeah, no doubt. And Xbox, before I come to you, and I know that you're looking at this glorious gameplay, which is on PC, because that's how I first got in there. I had to come through the back door and got in, and you know, thanks to the PC Master Race, I got that invite. So I was like, let's go. So okay, so what you need to do, Bot, and for anybody else out there that's went through the insiders, through the Halo Waypoint insiders, there was a lot of problem with people getting in and logging in and just looking and see if they got that information. What you need to do, if you are an insider, Xbox insider, go and hit that. Then there should be a preview of Halo. It's called a Halo Infinite Insider. I'm looking at it right now, and then right there, you hit it. It should say pending, or it might already have manage. If it says
you mean Halo, like Halo Insider, right?
No, Xbox Insider.
No, the Xbox Insider. Just go to Xbox Insider.
That same app you use to get the beta dashboard and stuff?
Right.
That's the same one.
Yeah, like, you know.
In fact, that's how I got into the game, even though I was invited. Yeah.
Right. And then you just go straight in there. And big shout out to Game Down Sites, because he was the very first one to tell me before I even got the information from somebody else. And then Don told me again, but I was already in, because I kept on. It took me about 4.5 hours, because I was about to give up. I was like 4.5 hours, like, man, I cannot get through Halo Waypoint. I just can't get through it. And I was like, man, I'm missing playing other stuff, because I'm so jacked to play it. And then so I was about to give up, and then I finally got into Waypoint. And what happened was that I seen that I had a message. And so I went through it, and then I had a code from Steam. And so that's how I got in through. That's how I first got. So this is the gameplay you seeing me playing on the PC. And then, you know, of course, the stuff that people have been seeing here today is stuff that I downloaded. It's about like a 18 gig download. So if you go and check that, Xbox, it might be there for you, and if it's there, then just let it ping and then back out, do it again, and then it'll eventually come in and it'll be managed and you'll be ready to go. So I think that's
that's what I did last night.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of other people got in there. And so for anybody out there that's in the Insiders program, go ahead and try that out. If you don't have
go to the on the computer or on the Xbox?
On your Xbox. Go your Xbox and go to that little because they changed it to Xbox Insiders Hub.
Yes.
And then you click that. And then, I'm gonna click it right now.
Yeah, I think their logo is like round and white.
Yeah, it's like black, it's black and white. Yeah, it's a little like Moon Man, but it's black and white. Yeah. Then you go to previews, click preview.
Oh shit! I didn't have this Xbox on my.
Oh, in fact, you know something? I'm testing this live right now, but the PC version. Let's see if I can actually. No, it's not on the. Wait, hold on. Announcements? No.
It's not there. You got to go through the waypoint to get the Steam code, the Steam key.
Oh, the key.
Yeah, it's a key that and then you get it in Steam and then you download it. So, and so right when you go through Xbox Insider, so see Xbox, you probably already had it, and since you haven't even signed in to Xbox Insider through your new
just did now. It's not up there as an available preview. Like,
only if you're it must be only if you were invited, but maybe last night when it was first out, like they didn't realize that loophole was there,
right?
And they fixed it since, because a lot of people were hammering the servers, and I had to wait till this morning to get it to stay managed.
Yeah, so once I got in, I went crazy and was like, yo, I played it till like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like I was in there talking to D, and D was over here thinking like I just woke up or something. I was still up. I ain't go to sleep. I was playing. I was like, I got to get me some damn sleep. And so I slept in it. I was like, man, I ain't prepped for GRG. I didn't do nothing. So I had to get up and I slept for about 5 hours, and then I got still prepping up for GRG, and then I was like, yeah, we ready to go. But I will say this:
I got an update for the Insider.
That could be it. That's key. That's key because I had 2 updates. Yep. So
it's like 1 gigabyte. It's like that's pretty big for an app too. So
yeah. So that could be it. So anyway, anybody out there that's in with the Insiders,
if that's the case, dude, I might not sleep tonight, bro.
Hey, Don said Don said he's going to be.
I'm holding that hype. I'm holding it, bringing it down.
Yeah, hold the hype, and then afterwards, Slayer, if you want to come and join us, me and Don,
no doubt,
we're going to be streaming. And Bot, you get in, then we can have a 4-player get together. And D, she said she wasn't really looking for it, but that's okay. So we're gonna that's okay. So Bot, okay. So what did you think? For anybody out there who was giving out that information too, if you got signed in and you haven't got a chance to
let us know in the chat if you do get in, because you can multitask, right. You can dual screen the show, so
right. And Sir X-Man, because Sir X-Man will jump on you if you don't read his super chats at a timely manner. When other podcasts don't even read his, but
other podcasts have panel members that just keep going and going and going.
Sir X-Man, he says, I got the Halo invite, just got to download and play. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we can all do that for sure. So, Bot, what is your impressions for what you've seen since you have not got a chance to play it yet?
So far, and you guys know me, first off, Halo is my game. All right, when it comes down to it, I haven't been in Halo 5 in a while. Like once they started like not adding new stuff, I played for a while after that, but I ventured away from it for a while. But with what I've seen so far, now I gotta give you pluses and minuses, but this is without me playing the game yet, right? Without me playing the flight, the preview or whatnot. When I first saw the run animation, I thought it looked absolutely ridiculous. Like swinging your arms like completely from one side to the other, and it didn't really. I didn't see a difference in speed there. Now I've been told by my brother Forte that when you do get the controller in your hands, though, the gameplay does feel faster than Halo 5, which to me. That sounds a little weird because like that evade, that kind of like thrust, They took that out of the game.
Right.
And I'm a little skeptical about that because I love like when people come charging at you, the ability to just strafe with that dash sideways and then come back behind and like assassinate them. That was a cool move that I really liked in Halo 5. But so far from what I see, I see that Needler, that Primatine Mist.
Primatine Mist.
Yo, that shit looks powerful, bro.
Ooh, yes. Oh yes. Can't wait to try it myself.
Yes.
That skewer weapon. I from what I'm seeing, a lot of people are loving that skewer.
I hate it.
Really?
Yeah,
because to me it looks like it acts like a sniper rifle, but more kind of like in the mid-range.
Well, I'm
area.
not a sniper rifle guy. I suck with the sniper rifle, so that's why I hate it, because you have to be pretty accurate, because the hit marker is short, is smaller than the sniper. Yeah, crosshairs or whatever. So
all right. So when it comes to this flight, this is all to test out the AI bots, the artificial intelligence, the bots that are gonna be in the game. Like, say somebody drops out of on your team or whatever, the bot is gonna fill that space. And from what I've seen so far, I've seen bots like hiding behind cover and popping out and shooting and then going back in. It seems like they do have a good amount of intelligence when it comes to the bots, which is a good thing, because you don't want to go in and just mow down bots and be like 50-1 and stuff like that. You want to have those bots have some type of a good fight back. You know what I'm saying? Not just doing the typical stuff. That looks really good.
Soren, that's more your speed there, Xbot.
Oh, look at this.
I could have sworn that was more your speed there for them just to stand there so you can hit them.
Oh, already bringing the slander. Oh, my goodness.
Bro. Yo,
hey, man, we've seen your gameplay before, man. I don't know if you be talking that slander like that. I've seen your Halo gameplay before.
Oh, man. Well, you just better be glad that Lemon ain't in here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Lemon over there doing his little club thing. So, because the slander would be awfully delicious. So it is what it is. But
PK,
but I haven't seen PK in the streets either, though.
I want to throw out something. You really sound like Big Cloud. I just want to let you know that. Like, it sounded like Big Cloud was talking to me real quick, and I'm like, yo, where'd he get invited? So you can just,
on the show before.
Chew on that. You can just chew on that for a little bit, bro.
Oh my
goodness! Oh my god!
I don't even know who that is, dude. That's not even on my level.
Big Cloud's been on the show before.
Again, it's hard for me to remember certain people who ain't on my level.
Oh God!
Dude, I feel like I'm in an Xbox Live party with clowns right about now.
You might be. I don't know. So.
But all in all, I gotta say, people were worried about the whole red versus blue thing. How like the Spartans weren't coded red on one team and coded blue. I think that kind of like thick outline when you start shooting them, it's easy to spot right off the bat. Like I think that's a good alternative. You keep your codes, how you designed your Spartan to be kind of like. Your rendition, your Spartan, I really like that. I really want to get in and play it though, because I want to feel the speed of the game. I am a little upset that that kind of like that strafing kind of like boost, that rush isn't in this. It is one of the moves that I do like, not just to go in and like bash the Spartan, but to get out of the way quick. But again, I'm hearing a bunch of good things, and then what I'm seeing from the gameplay, it's looking really good, man. I just gotta feel the speed and the pace of the game before I really go in and say, yeah, this is gonna be fire. But
agreed.
It's looking good so far, though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll let PK go last. I'm going to give my thoughts on it. And try to be brief so we can, because we want to try to have a quick show. Not, even though we start a little bit late, but because I want to get on. I'm eager. I want to play me some Halo. All right. So for me, I hear people give their thoughts about the speed difference between Halo 5 and this game. I personally think that this game is a tad bit faster. Now, again, when you have the boost and the ground pound, I call them the power abilities. it doesn't seem like that you would seem like Halo is a little bit Halo 5 is faster because with those abilities. But when you really start moving, once you get familiar with the map, and once you start, you know, kind of analyzing exactly where you feel like the enemy is going to be, or you just kind of know the flow of the map, you find yourself really moving really quick. Now, for the people out there that's complaining about, you know, that they hate that the run and things like that, the game is got a good speed to it, to where if you want to just power walk through, you can. That's something that I thought that was really interesting, is that if you don't like the run, you can power walk your way through. You will be at a disadvantage, because if somebody's running up behind you and bust you with an elbow or can get the jump on you for sure, then you know you better have a better aim to get out of it. But the maneuverability is slick. I do miss the power abilities for sure, but if anything, I'm not missing the boost as much as I thought I would be. It's the ground pound that I miss. You know, the ground pound.
That was fun.
I love the ground pound, and so far there was one map, and then we had the luxury before I started the show, and I showed it on Twitter, where we played on that map that was leaked out with the crazy grid. And they showed when they actually showed like the E3 trailer or whatever of the multiplayer, where you could get the grappling hook and jump up. You could play on that. I played on that stage twice. So and they also increased the bots. So now the bots are the ODST bots. You go from it beginning feeling like, oh man, you'll beat the AI. I don't know, 50 to maybe 14, 13. Now, the best I did was that we didn't even get them to 10. That was the best. That was the best one I've done so far. It was like 50 to 9. When we played on that other map and played against the ODST bots, it was almost feeling like we was playing against actual people, or the fact that they could take so much more punishment. And so therefore that the match was going back and forth, and then we pulled away towards the very end, and it was like 50 to 30 to 39. So that shows you how competitive that is. And there's still I think that there's two more or one more level after that, because it's the ODST, and then is it the Spartan that's next, or is it something else after the Spartan? I can't remember. But you've seen the increased difficulty from it, and then also the different power weapons, because they had the hammer in there. I got a chance to use the hammer. I used the grappling hook only once, because I thought that maybe we can go back to that map, but then they went back to the original map. I think it was just kind of a tease to kind of show, hey, we might, want to see what you guys think about it, because everybody was tripping when we was there. Like, everybody just stopped for a minute, like, hold on. And I'm hearing people scream through the mic, like, holy shit, this is the new map. This is a new map. This is a new map. It's bananas. But I will say this, for people who haven't played it yet, it feels like Halo 5, Halo 2 with a little sprinkle of Halo 3. And then also, the only thing is that there's no dual wielding, but like the power ups and stuff that you could pick up and throw, that's Halo 3 all the way. The sound is absolutely amazing. And
yes,
I know,
can tell.
And I know that they already have, and they still got a couple of more months to go before they're done, but the sound is so amazing. It is crazy, like, because when you hear that old school Halo 1, Halo 2, that boom, your shield come back, and then like in the beginning of the stage, it's like this when you're loading up and you're going to the academy or whatever, there's this cool ass, like, kind of thumping Halo music that's right there, and it's got the little, it's kind of hipped up. Okay, the sound is amazing. All the guns, just from hearing grenades and hearing all the stuff that people talk and everything, it's dope. And then last but not least, and then before I go to PK on this one, is that something that I found out from my boy 1Bit. I'm sorry, not 1Bit. Why I can't say One Bad Mother. We play Halo 5 all the time with One Bad Mother, and he's actually is on. He's usually on like Braps and I believe his podcasts and stuff like that. He said that he's seen in the menu system that they had thrusters. So what that tells me is, and also they had references of, they had Locke in there where like the bots was named different people, like, and there was one named Locke, there was another one named, Team Rhinoceros, and then other type of other Halo names. It's almost giving you like seem like Easter eggs or something. But yeah, if you go through and check up everything, then the battle system is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
Hey, K-Mega, before you skip on to the part you just mentioned there, what you're describing sounds to me like there's kind of AI profiles. Like you see certain bots and maybe they react differently. And so you see someone who's like Locke in his name or whatever, he might fight like him.
Right. Like, I mean, it's really crazy because they do have different, it's like, think of it like driver tars. Like,
right.
Yeah. Like for
that's what I'm trying to,
that's
what I remember the name.
That's what I think. Another thing is that they're doing too is that they're doing this test for all those players, and then they're actually implementing some of the players from the lowest skill to the highest skill. Because there was one dude that I was in there playing with last night or this morning, and he had 30 kills. I'm like, holy shnikes. You know what I'm saying? So so it's like, okay, so this person's skill, we can implement his movement, do things like that, add it to this to the Spartan class, and maybe somebody that's in my range could be in the ODST and in Don or whatever, and other people can be in the ODST or Spartan range, and then the people that don't really play like that, then they implement their style into the lower, the more of the grunts, which they still catch you off guard. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll flank you. They'll do other things. Like I'm really impressed with what I've seen. Now there has been some hiccups. There's the little sound thing, the little AI that you can carry around with you. It has different voices and things like that. I love it. It's really funny. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cool little thing. And they got like a different they got different variances of them, and you change it to different colors, and the customization is dope. All that. I know I'm going way too long. I said I was going to be short with it, but PK, what is your thoughts so far? Have you got a chance to play the beta? And if not, what did you think of what you've seen?
I didn't get to play it yet. Watched a couple other people play it. Seen that actually most of them, even though they were bots, it seemed like there was some devs pop in on the other team sometime.
You know what?
Just the way they play.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Because they really act, like I said, when I got flanked.
Or maybe the AI is that good where they're starting, I mean.
Those were real people that popped in on that other team. Now, I'm not saying AI ain't good. I mean, they do stuff, but just the way they play, like, nobody programs a bot to teabag. Just saying.
In 2021, I'd be.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Because the bot, and then the bot will talk. If
I was the bot programmer, I would definitely have that in there, man. I definitely would have that in there. Especially if the bot was spanking you, it would come up and teabag you. Just for that little bit, extra. I feel
right. Yeah, and then the bot will run over you and take your weapon if you got a power weapon. It's crazy. Yep. Like I'm like, damn.
And then some of those was real people though.
You think so? All right.
Yeah, no doubt.
They run from you if they feel like they're getting out. So they're pretty smart.
Well, I think they were testing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
but go ahead. What else did you think? Really? Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Dude, I didn't know that was
awesome.
Oh man, something happened. But anyway, what's going on with you, Black Tarzan? What's happening with you, boy? You know what I'm saying? There's been people saying that they've been waiting all day. They stayed up all night. You know what I'm saying? But they couldn't get into the waypoint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Did say download the so he got it. So okay, so you got into it, Baba. Good deal. So yeah, go check it out. Yeah, go check it out, man. Go check it out. But I'm guaranteed. Have you downloaded everything yet, or are you still?
Yeah, no, nothing.
Nothing right now. Okay, so
downloaded everything.
Well, then just try to go in there through the waypoint, and then see if you can just try to get in through that way. So you know what I'm saying. And you know what? And I think because of the issues that was happening, I think that they're going to extend it one more day. I really do. I think that they'll extend it one more day.
Might.
Yeah, but I got work Monday, so that's 12 hours. That's another reason why I wanted to get in. It's my free weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I get in on another one, if I got to work that weekend, I work 12-hour shifts, man, Friday through Sunday.
There's gonna be other betas though. I mean, other coming up. So
yeah. I'm saying I hope it doesn't land on a work weekend because I work 12-hour shifts Friday through Sunday.
But, somebody be calling in sick at that point.
Oh no, I can't do that, man. I got bills to pay, bro.
I got bills to pay. I got mouths
one or the other, so.
feed.
Yes, sir.
So totally understand that. So anyway, well, all right. We talked enough about Halo. Let's get into the
No, we didn't, but hey, man.
No.
There's only so much time in the show.
Only so much time in the show. Right. And so let's get on to the second topic because then we can get into stuff that I know that everybody has touched on. Out of all the games here that I listed, I know somebody has touched something. So we're talking about some Game Pass. And of course, you know, a lot of people talk about Game Pass. But this was a real special week, or you can even say 2 weeks of Game Pass because of the fact of the games that dropped. First, you got like the headliner, which is Flight Simulator. And some people might not think of that as being a headliner because it's, you know, considered to be like a dull type of game. But it's a marvel, and it's never been, and nothing like this has never been on consoles before. So that's why it's a headliner. It is a technological feat. It is crazy to see this working and operating on a console. Then you got a game called The Ascent. I believe. Is this what's going on in the background? Absolutely, yes. You got The Ascent. You got Death's Door. A lot of people's been talking about that.
That's not in Game Pass, though.
Nope, it's not in Game Pass.
Is it not in Game Pass? Oh, okay.
No.
I gotta give it to my.
I would already had that downloaded.
Oh, okay. I thought Death's Door was in what's called. Well, big shout out to my boy Jay Bash. He hooked me up with it. I thought it was already in Game Pass. Oh no, I'm looking at it right now and it doesn't show Game Pass, so I apologize.
It's not in Game Pass.
All right, so scratch Death's Door. But then you got Raji, which I know that's in Game Pass because I downloaded that today. Then you got Blood Roots. I've seen a lot of people talk about that. You got Chris Tales. I've seen people talk about that. You got this game called The Last Stop. I've seen a couple of people try to make fun of it, but then I've seen other people say it's very intriguing, a very different game. And I've heard more good things about it than a couple of the bad things when I've seen people trying to make fun of it. And then then of course there's a little fighter, Lethal League Blaze. And I downloaded that. I'll go ahead and jump on that. It doesn't look, it's not like like a fighter like I normally would play, but it is a fighter, and it's you see people getting attacked, and so I'm all about that. So. And then all the other rest of the stuff that anybody for the new stuff that's been dropped on Game Pass. So the question I have for everybody, and I'll start with you, D. Out of all these games that I mentioned, is it possible that Xbox is making good on releasing these games every quarter, like they said that they were going to do now, or do you think that that's a little premature, that they still have some more work to do, or do you think that they're already there?
I feel like, well, first, it's hard for me to pinpoint, like, yeah, they're doing it, because I don't know when they said that, not to be a stickler, but the fact that it's already starting lets me know that they're at least making the attempt to release or have The Ascent and Flight Simulator. I want to say they're like 2 days apart. It's pretty good, and it's considering that there have been, I don't want to say months, but there's been a while where it's been, we've had like a game that was Xbox exclusive, console exclusive, things of that nature. I hope it continues. The momentum continues.
Yeah.
If we're looking at quarters, I guess this is kind of the second half of the year. But, you got Horizon coming, I want to say November. Then you have Halo, so that's 2 right there. So I hope the momentum continues, and it does lend to what they said before the Xbox Series consoles came out, where they're like, hey, we're not really going to have first-party exclusives on the next gen until a year, and this fall would make a year. So it looks promising thus far, and I hope they keep the momentum up. Excuse me, because even if, like I said before, even if these are not games that you are personally interested in, that doesn't negate the gravity of what they've achieved. So I think it's a good start.
That's a great way to put it too.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And to something that a question that we asked that I asked you guys.
This gameplay right here.
I see this gameplay. Yeah, I'll put it in there. I'm not like you. You give me gameplay, I'll put it in there. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm not like you. I'll give it to you, a couple of hours before, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But you won't, you'll be like, oh man, I had to cook bacon and man, I had to roast weenies and drink weenie juice. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? You got every
you gotta stop that bacon.
What?
Yeah, don't listen to him, man. Don't.
What?
He eats a lot of hot dogs
right now.
He eats a lot of
weenie juice. I'm like,
no. Weenie juice,
don't
like hot dog juice, like you know what I'm saying.
Oh, that's worse.
He likes the flavor of hot dog juice. He used that as his gravy as he has mashed potatoes. He poured that on there. That's what he told me.
Guys, don't feed the troll. Don't feed the troll.
Anyway, so all right. So D, the question that I want to ask you is that okay? So remember when you and Still Rain were kind of conflicted on like getting to that 40-50 million subscribers within the first year? You think once Halo drops, which since it's getting received very well and it's a beta, do you think that they could achieve that 40 million? Maybe not 50, but can you think that they get to that 40 million before the end of 2021? Or before 2022, I should say.
I do, and the reason why I think so is what people don't seem to understand. I don't know about y'all, but I've seen more like system drops as of late, which is great because I'm seeing more and more people getting their hands on both systems. What people don't understand, may not be aware of. That's a little less harsh. As somebody who has worked in retail, specifically gaming retail, these holidays coming up are no joke. It's y'all don't understand. If you are a parent and you've been in that position and you're like, oh, I'm educated, I know what I'm doing. Perfect. You're the parent that I like because you know exactly what you want. There are parents that are dragged to the stores, don't know what they're doing, don't know what to buy. The kid is like 5 and they're dropping hundreds of dollars. These next couple of months are crucial for both systems because it's going to be a busy holiday season as far as systems being purchased. So I think that number can be reached. And I don't know if anybody else follows like certain companies on Reddit and stuff, but GameStop specifically, if you've ever been on their Reddit, they'll tell people like it's really easy at this point to sell people on Game Pass, and maybe sell is like a harsh word, but and telling parents what it is, like, hey, I got 3 kids, I'm fine buying 3 systems. What can you offer? What can I do? The value is there and the options are there. So I think it is achievable. I don't think it is far-fetched as far as reaching it. 50, I still think 50 is going to happen before 2023. I'm still locking in my vote saying 50 before 2023, especially with what 2022 is looking like.
Oh, my bad.
But I think 40 is good, especially with Halo and Forza coming out and with Ultimate I feel like people kind of having more exposure to Xbox Game Pass. I hate to say it. Like I've been on Amazon just browsing as I do, and even if you were to buy an iPad and you go to accessories, in the accessories it's like Game Pass 3 months next to AirPods. Like it's everywhere. So I think it's definitely on its way up, and 40 should be good by the end of this year.
My bad, but I was trying to stretch it, and then I clicked it, and then it went right back to the beginning. So my bad. So
what happened
with your gameplay? So because it was right in the middle of your gameplay when I did that, because I was trying to stretch it because it seemed like it was a little wide, and just tinkering with stuff.
You chopped my borders, man. Is what you did.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll still be in discussion. It'll roll back. So. You know what I'm saying? I see people saying that Halo is free. You don't need Game Pass. That's not necessarily true because if you got Game Pass, well, go ahead. What was you going to say?
Well, no. When it comes to this, first off, no, you're seeing the pretty much the beginning of their plan. Halo was supposed to come out basically last year. It's coming out this year, but with Game Pass, you see them dropping these games, and it's going to continue. And the reason why Xbox got 23 first-party studios is because that is actually going to be the backbone of Game Pass. So you're going to see deals. You're going to see multiplats, kind of like timed exclusives and stuff go into Game Pass and be on Xbox first. You're going to see that. But the main thing that they want to kick in is the first party. So, you got Forza, you got Halo coming out this year. You're looking at the end of next year with Starfield and kind of like everything else in between that's going to be coming out next year. I think it's a good possibility that they get at least close to the number that you're talking about there, that 40, and I see somebody say 50 million. I heard D say 50 million in 2023. The thing is, it's going to climb up there. I love what D said about even, on kind of like Apple's website, you see the Game Pass there next to like the AirPods and stuff like that. That was their plan from the beginning. All right. If you ever notice, Microsoft loves to be everywhere, and with their focus on the subscription service for games and how strongly they are backing up the gaming division of Microsoft, you are going to see Xbox and Game Pass everywhere. So it's going to be a good marketing tactic. When it comes to the games dropping, like I said, this is just the beginning. And when you start seeing that first party really roll out, now Flight Simulator, yes, it's an exclusive. It was on PC last year. And it came to the console this year. But when you start seeing like the Forza Horizon 5, you start seeing Halo Infinite, and then going on from there, I really feel with the amount of studios they have and the amount of projects that each studio is working on, they are really gonna like pump out the games. And the best way to get into that, of course, I know there's people that either you're going to buy it digitally or you're going to buy it physical or stuff like that. But at least I know for me, and I can talk for a lot of people out there, paying that subscription service and getting those games day and date, immense value. You're going to see nothing but those numbers for Game Pass going up and up and up, and they're about to hit kind of like full stride. I can't wait to see when Halo comes out, but when it comes to free to play, the PvP, the multiplayer is free to play. All right, so you don't need Game Pass for that.
Yeah.
So when it
for
comes
the story,
to people,
you will. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but see, that's a different animal in my opinion. Of course, there are Halo fans that want to play the story and get into the multiplayer, but there are also going to be gamers who never necessarily got into the Halo story and won't automatically gravitate to that. But if they're new Halo customers, right, that don't new Xbox customers that don't necessarily have Game Pass, they'll be able to jump in on the multiplayer, and the multiplayer might get them to think, well, man, I want to check out the story, I want to see what's going on with the campaign, and I can do that for $10 a month. You know what I'm saying? I could throw in $10, or get that first deal for $1 if that's around, and try it out. And then they got them in the whole Game Pass thing. But it's not gonna be as, the numbers aren't gonna be as, the multiplayer is not gonna fuel people to Game Pass because it's free to play. It's going to be the people who want to get into the story. And of course, Halo is one of the biggest gaming franchises out there. So that is going to be a lot of people. But for the new people that are really into like the multiplayer and stuff, that multiplayer is going to have to grab them to the point where they're going to want to know what the story is to get into the Game Pass.
Well, I think Game Pass will help them out with that's where the battle pass come in. But I see some other people just joined in. Still Rain.
Watch out! Watch out! Hey, you better get out the way, man. Hey, get out the way! I'm trying to get up in here. I'm talking about Game Pass. Whoa!
Oh my God!
Keep a good rain down.
Hey, look, man. I just wanted to come through, show some love. It's been a busy week for me.
No doubt.
I heard you shout me out in the beginning of the show, man. That's nothing but love, and that's what I wanted to reciprocate right here, right now. Love, man. If you're looking for some of the best gaming content where gamers recognize game on a Friday night, you're already tuned in. Let's just keep it real. The energy is high. Y'all always speaking the facts. And this week, I know y'all gonna be crazy, but I've been tuned in the background, man. Again. These late nights for me is about to get wild. A lot of studying, a lot of just really getting to the work. Just like everybody else should be, man. Enjoy your passion, love what you love. Get into what you gotta get into. And other than that, throw the smoke around, right? You gotta come in and have
real
a good time.
Rain. Somebody gotta keep that bullhead fresh. I got a bald head. Let's go.
Man. Big shout out to speaking of keeping it real, what's up to my boy Dirt Diggity?
Hey.
Thank you out there, brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing it out there, man. Shout out to We Bleed Green podcast. Go check them out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go check them out, man. They be killing it over there. So, man, really, really appreciate that. And Sir X, man, if you could jump in and come into the party and play with us anytime. Because like I said, after the show tonight, it's going to be probably already another all-nighter because I'm on this Halo like it ain't nothing. So
rub it in.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man.
I'm about to rub it in. I got it on Steam and Xbox.
You know, Lemon don't care. He doesn't care.
Listen, I told somebody if I was going to get it on my Xbox, I'd have gave out the Steam code. Clown said, you might got in trouble. I said, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I was going to give it away, but I've been an insider since day one, so they gave me a Steam code. So I wasn't mad sparking up my system that never gets played, my desktop, and then I wake up in the morning not really the morning because I did all nighter to 7 in the morning playing Halo. Then I was supposed to go to sleep, and then I said, you know what? Let me just check this Xbox. I said, oh my God, inside a program. Yeah. Now I got to play on my console. I was hyped. I said, damn, but that's not fair.
Yeah, it
that's
wasn't
not fair. I got it twice.
Well, it's fair.
Hey,
it's fair.
I got it twice too. But hey, nothing but love. Y'all have a good time.
No doubt, brother, man.
Yeah, good luck to you, man.
It's
gonna be hard. We're gonna miss you out here, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you out there, man. But pop your big ass head in here anytime you want to.
Hey, again, it's already love, man. I know I got a big head. Y'all gotta tell me. It might not be as big as Mega's though.
Mega head look big because he has no neck. That's why. If he had a neck, his head looks smaller. Facts.
Oh my God.
But I want to.
I'm sorry.
No, they don't even be sorry.
Rain set you up. He set you up.
He did. You know what I'm saying?
He threw the alley-oop, but not
if Rain talked about big ass corns on feet and something like that, and Lemon got big ass corns on his feet and big bunions, and he wasn't wearing sandals all the time.
I got a lot of basketball mileage on his feet, and I had 27 tonight. Thank you. At 49, I had 27 in the pro-am. Let's talk about it.
Oh my!
Let's go. I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow, though. I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm doing a Dragon's Den in a wheelchair. Facts.
Oh man, but thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Shout out to you, Rain.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Mega hitting me up in the DM again, y'all talk about all natty, y'all talking about authentic, organic. I'm telling you, you've come to the right place. Man, I love y'all. Much love. When I can, I'm gonna pop through here, man. Much love. Y'all stay easy, bro.
Oh yeah,
Back
man.
to
You
that
gonna be
content,
good, man.
man.
Take care of your
Missy, man.
business, man. And you
You already know.
we'll still be chatting in the DMs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
seeing how
man.
everything is
Hey,
going. So
if you're gonna
yeah.
be on Halo later, man, that's where you can probably catch me on there.
Oh, that's where I'm gonna
No,
be.
damn, I'm out of here. No.
Oh man, Bob the slander, Bob.
Nah. Nothing but love, y'all. Y'all stay easy.
All right, man. Have
bro.
a good one, man.
All right.
All right, so let me go to my man PK on this one, man. Because my man's been quiet. So PK, your thoughts about these games, man? All these games that's been coming out on Game Pass here in the last week and a half. How substantial is this? Is this kicking forward this plan that Phil has been talking about, that he wants to have games come out every quarter?
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that PK is showing you?
So I did a couple interviews with a couple of devs that has Game Pass games this week, and they talk about how essential, how being a part of Microsoft's ID at Xbox has been a big help. Matter of fact, one of them was like a Cinderella story. This is his first big game and a success, and he just didn't know what was going to happen, and so pretty happy with the fact that a lot of people get to try their stuff and the good reviews, right? The fact that a lot of people like it. So I think it's a good thing that programs like this exist. Because that's the problem is indie games don't get as much attention as they should.
No.
The good ones. Every indie game is not.
But we don't know what's good because they don't always get on the forefront, right?
Depends. We got a lot of content creators and players around us that take the chance, and word of mouth is what sell your games more than word of advertisement. But go ahead.
Sometimes that's right, and sometimes it, like the cat who makes Crash Tales is from Cuba. How many Cuban companies from Cuba have developed games that made it big?
I don't even know one. Or I didn't even know Cuba had developers. Shout out to them.
So this is my point, right?
Yeah,
this means this is opening doors. He did it finally. Got a success on his hands. You should check out the interviews. Pretty deep, man. Pretty touching. How like I said, it's like a Cinderella story, man. Didn't even have money to pay his bill. Had to stay with his mom and dad while he was making this game. Have his family believing in him as he was, took him 3 years for Crash Tales, and this ain't the first game, right? This is just the first one that was successful.
Thanks.
But of course, this is also the first one that made it on Game Pass. So they did a good job. I mean, a lot of work. And if you play the game, a lot of the game has a lot of real world real world actual places in the game. I know that's not something that comes up, but that's a big deal to him, right? He even dedicated his game to his brother at the end. It's in Spanish. However, if you watch it, it's pretty dope. So at the end, it's pretty good that these guys get the opportunities that they do. You know what I mean? Like that goes for any small developer like that they actually put out, make a deal, and make things happen.
There's major titles that the same way. So Game Pass is not just helping indies; they help everybody because
right.
Look at that game, that Wolf Apocalypse or whatever it's called. That's not a mainstream game. That's definitely a lower budget tier game. And a lot of people bought that game. They didn't have the advertise. No, but I'm saying like that. It's helping everybody's game, because a lot of games get overlooked. It's not just indie. It's everybody.
Well, I'm not saying just. I'm just saying in general. Using indie as an example, right? Is thing is it opens doors, right? I mean, being a part of all the indie programs, how many of those programs has looked out for and Nintendo has a lot of indie games, But
That's a fact.
But how many have
Make the direct.
get the same
Attention.
exposure?
Right. Facts.
You know what I mean? So
I agree with you.
and yeah, obviously it helps out everybody, but just hearing it from the horse's mouth is a big deal.
That's the point. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Guys from Ascent, Microsoft's been a great partner in this, right? Even though I feel like that game needs some fixing, the fact that they put them out there, to put them on their platform front facing, still is a big deal. I mean, marketing this game, giving them a chance. At the end
I
of
was
the day,
like, where'd PK go?
That happened to him last topic. Yeah. I was like, me too. I was like, no, not again. Come on, man.
I think overall,
All right, there we go.
people are paying attention.
Yeah.
And there were some ex-Sony guys out there saying, "Hey, it's not sustainable," and blah blah blah. But,
Sean Layden, say his name. Say his name.
But at the end of the day, they're proving Game Pass is sustainable, right? Because wasn't there a PlayStation game that launched on Game Pass day and date?
The most successful launch of ever. Facts.
Of ever.
Ever.
So it's that type of thing where people are going to start mimicking, and I don't mind that, because that's competition, which means it's just going to get better.
Copying and mimicking is a full-fledged complementary situation.
Right.
That means you're doing the right thing. I'm with all the smoke. Go ahead, PK.
Right, no doubt.
And it helps everybody.
Save it for the SSD, because I know that's what y'all came. That's what the people came.
Imitation is a form of flattery.
You know what? I'm not going to give him that smoke, because I'm pretty sure PK. We had a long conversation. I'm pretty sure PK and Sick is going to kill them, so I'm not going to even add to it, because they're going to cover everything. Trust me.
Okay.
They're gonna kill them. They're gonna kill them dudes.
All right. What's going on with your Pong?
That pong. Cisco voice. Let's go.
Yeah. My sound thing is not hook connected, or I would do the whoop. But anyway. All right. Okay. Cool. So all right. Since I think PK's done, so let's go ahead and move on to the next person. That's Six Slayer.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
Okay, so I felt like the conversation kind of went to a direction where I think I forgot the original question.
Right.
But I believe the original question was about
the games that came out.
Right.
Yeah, these games that's come out here recently, and how and the one thing too is about it's a little bit of everything, because it's not just about the game, these just particular games. It's about all these other games, like these indies, these AAAs, these double A's, everything, the whole variety, diversity,
third parties that's getting love. That it's a collective.
So yeah, that's the question. The original question is Phil Spencer already making already doing what he already said that he was going to do by giving content every quarter. By looking at this lineup that he's already and it really kind of started when Outriders came. So
yes.
What do you think?
So I for one, I just want to say, even before I answer the question straight directly, because it really is a no, right? Even before then, I don't believe in this whole AAA, AA, this whole delineation between different types of games and maybe the money that was put into them and the intent, other than an indie game. You follow? Because an indie game comes with different challenges on all ends, development, marketing, getting it out there for people to even know the game exists, right? I keep talking about Ace Combat and Project Wingman, and definitely those are games that are in my wheelhouse as aviation titles. And Project Wingman now is on Game Pass. And this was known that they were a part of ID at Xbox this last year, and I don't know how I missed it. This is a game I love. Shout out to Lemon. With his review for the flight stick. This is a game that now I can use that flight stick with that game in VR. It's just like the ultimate dream the ultimate dream, right? Everybody loves Flight Simulator, but I want that Top Gun experience, and I'm getting that on Game Pass. But to answer your original question, when Phil Spencer was talking about this about every quarter, already I was saying to myself, every quarter, this is already happening every month. Already at the point when he said it, when Outriders and MLB The Show it's every month. There's at least one title that's on the lips of everyone. At least one, but it's usually like 2 or 3. Some is indie or lower cost game. Like The Ascent is not a $60 game; it's a $30 game. Or if you have Game Pass and you buy the game, it's a $24 game before tax. Hey, But then right next to it is a big title, Flight Simulator. And that doesn't come out every year or even every generation. That's a once every 10 years now type of thing. That's a title that's how it's been. That's a 40-year-old franchise. Satya Nadella had to speak up to the anniversary of this title because this is one of Microsoft's earliest game titles. But as you see, it affects all aspects of their businesses integrated and leveraged in this game, from their Azure servers, Bing maps, all of that stuff, satellites, just, everything that Xbox does as a platform is all those muscles are flexed in that one game. So when Satya Nadella comes out to speak on it on the 40th anniversary, there's a specific reason for all of that. I truly feel that Game Pass is a situation now where there's multiple titles per month. That's on everyone's lips. If it's not Flight Simulator or Christ Tales or, something that's more my lane of Project Wingman.
Right. I was going to say Project Wingman's going to be dropping.
It's already out.
Did it already drop? Okay. All right.
Yep. It already did. And The Ascent, another game I've been waiting on even before the Series X was out. I've been waiting on this game. This is one of my top 3 games of the year that I've been waiting on, and that's Halo. Well, since last year, it was Halo, The Ascent, and Cyberpunk. Those were the top 3 games that I've been waiting on since I wanted to buy a Series X. Like, seriously. So, Game Pass, yes, every month, multiple titles. You talk about quarter? Back when he said that, it already accelerated past that. But another question you had asked, I think, to D about if Game Pass will get to 40 million or what have you by the time Halo is out.
Or after. I'm just saying before 2022. After? Yeah.
Right. Okay. The reason I say after is because it may have already hit that. We haven't heard from them in a long time on these numbers. And last numbers we heard was what?
Over 23.
Yeah, over 23.
27.
27. Right. Yeah. It was over 25. Yeah, I remember.
And people got to think 25. Of that. That's a million. It's not like 2,700. It's million.
And that was months ago already before Halo's come out. That was months ago already. So it's got to be at least 30 plus, right? And when Halo comes, and I mean, it's only going to accelerate now with all the good reaction that the technical preview. I was about to say beta again.
It's not a beta, it's technical.
Right, the technical preview has garnered, so that's only going to accelerate even further. If it's not already at 40, it soon will be this year before Halo comes out. And if it's not, by the time Halo comes out, Halo is going to push it way beyond that mark by the end of the year. Easily. So
just to add to that real fast, I think there's a misconception of when people hear Game Pass, they're automatically thinking or hearing Game Pass Ultimate or Game Pass attached to consoles.
Right.
You do not have to have a console. You can be on your work computer in Chrome using Game Pass. You can have Game Pass just for your PC using a PS4 controller, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you can. Any controller you want.
Yep.
So when people were like, oh, the number's not that serious, whatever, it's not just, okay, you have Xbox Ultimate because you have cloud and you have your Xbox. That's how these numbers are, to me, not a stretch. Literally anything with a browser, literally anything, you can access your Game Pass. And on top of that, that is 27, whatever the hell, million subscribers. So if I use it on 5 devices, I'm still 1 subscriber. That is 27 million subscribers. Just putting that out there.
You just make that insane. Yeah.
I keep saying it, and when I said it, somebody yelled at me. I'm like, you don't look at the big picture because you own nothing. You're not business minded.
Like
you keep thinking, you paying $1. You pay $1 for a certain amount of time. That $1 is no longer 3 months. That $1 is like 14 days sometimes.
That's just the entry, to get you.
They give. It's like when they started crack back in the days. They gave you a taste, and then they said, hey, take this for free. And then it hit the whole country. Everybody's like, God damn, crack is
drug dealer 101. Yep.
Facts. That's how they did it. And Game Pass is the same way.
Welcome to the origin of crack podcast.
Listen, it's the facts crack podcast.
Lord have mercy.
Also, even though
listen,
is exaggerated,
it's business.
It is, and I just want y'all to know, yet again, there are people on my Twitter timeline, they're getting Game Pass every month for free. They're not paying anything for because Xbox has means and ways that you can get
earn
it for
these
free.
Points.
So there are people he posts every month. He's like, y'all got my Game Pass, 12,000 points.
Yep.
Every month.
Automatic redeem. Automatically redeem.
You get. I'm not.
Didn't Sony also say that it's all about having their players stay in their ecosystem? Didn't they say that when they were talking about all of their, with PlayStation Now and then with the PSN service and things like that? I think they did say something like that to that effect. So if what you're saying, which I know it's true because I see a lot of people do it as well. I mean, Bot, we know that Jamie Moran, he's the king of making these points. So
dude, if you go
shout out somebody else who makes great points that gets a lot of stuff for free. Shout out to Bloody and 100. They manipulate that system and get everything for discounted price. I need to take a chapter out of their book because them two right there are the best.
You stretch beyond Xbox now. Xbox with Game Pass, you have all these things that you can do throughout, dailies, weeklies, monthlies in terms of gaming. But if you stretch it to Bing, because it's the same reward system.
Yes, I've been using that long before.
Bing 50 times with dog, cat, run, can.
They have little quick quizzes too that only take maybe a minute.
I've been doing that since the 360 era to pay for Xbox Live. Yep.
For real.
Yeah, I know it takes a little bit of skill because I'm just trying to earn I'm at 80,000 or maybe 75,000 in reward points, and I just want to get 100 to help me pay for my refrigerator because I'm buying that mini fridge. So I'm just trying to get to just 100. But I know if I follow the Bloody path or if I follow the 100 path, I know I can get there. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm getting the expansion for free. I'm determined.
Oh, but Lemon, a talking point you commonly have, and K Mega and D were talking about this earlier. Holiday times, and you always talk about this. Holiday times is bad for you, bro, when it comes to buying these games.
Free systems, you want everything. Yes,
right. So there's a common thing you always talk about, and Game Pass, is making that load much lighter on your pocket. But it's the simple facts. It's the simple logic of it. Like, there's so many titles now, so many more. Listen, this is a first world problem, and we love to have it. We love to see it.
Look what I said.
So many games you can't play. The backlog is bigger
when
and
Mega was on Addicts World, right? I said in the chat, and my boy K Mega thought I was cloud chasing on giving myself a plug, but I really wasn't. Me and King, we buy whatever we want. That's not realistic. As I was driving yesterday talking to you in my car, what did I tell you, Sick? I said, really, people don't really have it. And sometimes when you get into a lane of your own and you're thinking about yourself and what you can do,
you forget the struggle.
You forget the struggle. I just was listening to a dude in one of the Facebook groups, and he was like, listen, I just bought PS5 and it's Miles Morales or Ratchet and Clank.
Right.
So I'm saying in my mind, buy both. What the hell? You can spend $542. Maybe that's his last $542. So yesterday, on some humbling tip, Sick will tell you, we had this conversation. I said, yo, I get it, because I struggled as a kid. I did bad things. I hustled in the street to be able to buy all these consoles. Yep. And K Mega said when I was younger, I couldn't do that. I had a kid in high school. I had to work. I ain't had no kids. I had me. So I'm, sometimes, even like my daughter, she a little selfish. I give her everything, but sometimes you got to be humble and bring that shit down and say, listen, on the real market, this is what happens every day. Nobody can go out there and support the Switch with 4 AAA titles, not even counting indie, 5 or 3 PlayStation titles that's exclusive, not AAA from them personally as a company, but an exclusive title. And then I'm trying to buy Halo.
We're live. Oh shit! And it seems like it's working.
Are we? Are we?
Yep. I think we are. I think we are.
It's like
I think
the first time this, like, you're celebrating the anniversary. Going back to the first
Yep. It's working. I hear us. It's working.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Excellent. All right. I don't know. Maybe I've done some crazy things, and hopefully, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea. I don't have no clue.
Like, I don't even know what the topics are anymore, man.
I forgot. What are we doing? I just listen. All right. I apologize I was late because we were supposed to be doing it in one, and Dee was in here and everything, and so, but she's like, I gotta get to moving. You know what I'm saying? It's the weekend. She got things to do. And the one dude that was over here that suggested this ain't nowhere to be found. So you know what I'm saying. So 108 Dragons. You know what I'm saying. You get the middle finger. So yes, I'm going to definitely give it to him when he does his podcast this evening. I'm going to go ahead and just well, I can't. You don't have those type of emojis, but I'm going to try to give him a nasty emoji.
Yes, you do.
Oh, you do? Oh yeah, I'm going to give it to him.
I think so.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm a mod. I might censor that.
No, there ain't no censors. I'll find a workaround. Anyway, so now, what's up, everybody? Yeah, sorry for last night. I got a lot of things I need to try to work and try to once we're done with these topics and what's going on with you, new type? He says, Tempest. Oh, Tempest, what's happening with you? Just showing some love. Looking forward to the show, man. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, we're continuing from last night. I was having some kind of technical issues. So we didn't finish our last 3 topics, and so it was nutty. But we said that we was going to finish it today, so that's what we're going to do. And then we had it where we was going to be doing this about an hour and a half ago, and a little thing called the Halo technical preview or whatever the hell it is.
Rub it in.
Oh man, the Halo. What? Hold on. Let me look at it on my Xbox. Come on, bot. You need to go check and see it. The Halo. No, it says the Halo Infinite Insider. Okay, that's what it says on my Xbox or on my PC. That's what it says right there. I played this shit until 6 a.m. It's I don't know, man. Listen. It was
played until 6 a.m. I don't think anybody needs to say any more than that. If you sat there and you played it till the sun was up,
sun was out. I said, "What the hell, me, one bad mother, the Don, and then the blue. Man, this is how long we played because the blue came in and he was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" He says, "Man, I'm finna make a run. I gotta go hit me up some Whataburger." And so then we was talking about, what was going to be his food of choice at the Great Whataburger. And he was saying he was going to get, because, I like the patty melt out there. And so he was saying he was going to get the chicken strip with the honey mustard chicken strip sandwich. Which is a good choice. Which is a good choice. Yeah. It's a good choice. Good choice. Oof. And so, but anyway, so then he left. We were still playing. He came after he ate, relaxed, texted. He said, "Y'all still on?" I said, "Yeah, man. We can't stop. Won't stop." And then Don finally gave it up about almost 4 o'clock. But then me and one bad mother just stayed on, and we was like, "This is a problem. This is a damn beta. We're gonna be on this game. Like, taking the week off. There's no way in hell that if I'm playing this game this much, that I won't be going bananas. Like, listen, just give me Xbox. Give me one of those mini fridges. I'll try to find a workaround, cut a hole in the wall so I can just go straight through, so I can use the bathroom, come back, and then I'm gaming. That's it. I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say, you know what that reminds me of? And it's what I said to you earlier.
Yeah.
The Call of Duty 4 demo with those 3 maps that everybody and their mama played to death. It was a full-on paid game. We all played those 3 maps.
Okay, well, hold on. Now, okay, Halo. I was gonna say Halo. Modern Warfare 4 wasn't the one because I wasn't online at that time. It was Modern Warfare 2 that was the problem. Now I had gold or whatever, but I didn't utilize playing multiplayer games like that. I kind of shunned away from it. I didn't really start getting into the multiplayer aspect of things until the Modern Warfare 2 days. That's when but yeah, I no-lifed it once I start playing it. Yeah, so but yeah, but Bot, what's going on, man? Are you full? You relieved? You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good. Actually, I'm not full. I feel emptied out, man. I feel lightweight, agile, and that's a good thing because I'm playing Cyberpunk and I am a hoarder in that game. I pick up absolutely everything from the enemies I drop and stuff like that.
As you should.
And it gets heavy and you start walking slow. Pretty soon you can't run, shit like that. You have everything like on you. But guys, I gotta say, the deeper I get into Cyberpunk, this game is absolute fire.
Now you understand why I was saying that I thought that it was my 2020 game of the year?
The storylines, how fleshed out the characters are, their personalities, how different they are, even if they're in the same like groups, like the Voodoo Boys and stuff like that. Their personalities are way different from one person to the other. The side missions, they're super detailed in what they're doing, even when you go off to the side. And there is so much to do. Somebody tried to tell me like the game was boring and it's a walking simulator. I'm like, really? Because every time I turn the corner, like there is like some cyber psycho or there's somebody shooting at me, and there's something to go and either sneak in and get or go in guns blazing and grab like new items and stuff like that. The game is bananas, man. Absolutely bananas.
Yeah, it's nuts. It is nuts. But yeah, no, I loved the hell out of Cyberpunk. It just because of there was no question in my mind that for some people it was a three-headed race, because I mean, The Last of Us 2 was really, really good for what it was, but I've never been into that story like that.
Was Last of Us 2 a golfing simulator? My bad.
Yeah, disrespectful.
I'm not used to being live at this time of day.
I know. Right. I see the messy bot comes out. The slander is already. But anyway, it's pretty crazy to me because it's like The Last of Us 2 was good. It was great. It deserved to be nominated, no doubt about it. But I did think that Ghost of Tsushima was the better game. So to me, it was a two-headed. It was a two-headed race. It was Cyberpunk and it was Ghost of Tsushima or Tsushima. Sorry.
I'm used to the way you pronounce it, man.
I know. There'll be somebody in the chat, or there'll be somebody that'll be in the comment section. They'll spell it out for me. But yeah, Tsushima.
It doesn't even irk me in the back of my mind, and I'm the kind of person who's usually like,
let me be country.
I don't even feel it, bro.
Let me be country, guys. Just let me be country. Come on, man. I'm an Oklahoman. We some people I know that say is pick 'em up instead of say pick up, and library instead of say library. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, just let us be country. Look, it's no different than somebody saying potato or potato. Okay, hold on. Or somebody that says pecan or pecan. Like anybody who says pecan should be sent, should be exported. Should be sent away.
Should be flogged.
Yeah. Okay, flogged is better. Flogged is better. Yeah. With rocks. Anyway, all right. So wow. Pecan. Who the hell says pecan? But anyway, but no.
I think we're talking about stoning right now. This is I never thought it'd come to this, man.
Yeah, it has begun. Saturday morning Saturday afternoon slander. Anyway, so I guess we should get into it. But I was just going to finish my last point, was just saying, look, man, Cyberpunk's story was so good, but it was so broken on the older consoles. People just didn't get that opportunity to play it. So that's why you have to, I mean, that was CD Projekt Red,
and that's where I give them a pass, because it came out as an Xbox One PS4 game. So anybody complaining about how it ran on those systems, their gripes, their complaints were absolutely justified. I'm playing it on the Series S right now, and there is still a couple glitches, little bugs here and there, but there's nothing that like brings you completely out of the game. There's nothing. It's like, you know what? I'm done with this. Like, it might be a card like kind of popping around every once in a while, like looking like it's got the hydraulic system in it. Nothing insane though. You know what I'm saying? And the story outweighs any of those small glitches and stuff like that it has now on this system. So
yeah, no doubt. And what's going on, man? I see Bunny. I see Lady Foxfire. What's happening with you? I know it said
no Elite.
Yeah,
Lady.
Yeah, I see Mizzle up in here. He was saying what Mizzle said, he was playing Halo Infinite for until early in the wee mornings. Yeah, man. Like I said, go check your insiders, man.
Man, ain't nothing.
What about the Waypoint? Did you go check the Waypoint?
I'll check the Waypoint while I'm talking to you.
Oh yeah, go do that right now. Go do that right now, and then we'll get started.
I want this, man.
I know.
You know.
Yeah. It's you need it. You need it in your life. But there's one, I think there's definitely a positive.
Nothing.
Man.
Nothing. I got snubbed, people. I got snubbed.
Ooh. But you know what? The one
other
positive.
People that don't even invest in Halo got in. There are people that don't even really invest in the Xbox that they own because they're too busy on social media talking about how it ain't got games, and they're in that. But it's okay.
Oh, they claim they did, for spite. I don't know if I believe them.
That is, and you know what's funny to me is that I see them trying to make fun of shit, like because I seen one before we started the show, and I seen their armor, and if you played. To get that armor, you had to get to a certain level, and I'm like, okay, so you over here trying to clown, but you've been playing the hell out of it too, because you're like you're a level 5 or 6. So I get it. It's Halo is got you. Now, of course, I have seen some silly ass takes. Oh man, this blows away Halo 5. It's so much better. It plays like Halo 5 without the abilities. Good grief!
They just have to get their little
the ground pound.
Yeah, without the super abilities, without the ground pound, and without the
of course, they have to put their little shade in there.
And there's
they want to talk great about Halo Infinite, but still put their shots against Halo 5.
Right. And then and then there's some factors, there's some other things too about Halo that we talked about it yesterday, but for the people who haven't listened to us last night, the one things that are really really good that I did find annoying in Halo 5 was your health meter wouldn't go up if you ran. You had to not run.
Right.
So
that was the balance.
That was the balance because of the fact that was the reason for the abilities and things like that. So you could try to avoid. But with this, it's just kind of a smooth transition, and it's a constant fun. It's no downplay. And the one thing I think about it where I see a lot of people that has a problem with Halo 5 is because it is more pro style than what a lot of people are used to. And what they did with this is they still kept it in the pro style, because guarantee you, if you start playing now, because they upgraded, and I seen that I just got another update, but last night to this morning, you was playing the ODSTs, and once you got into that second level, because they're now opened up that second map, and those ODSTs in there ain't no joke. They will play you, and they actually keep evolving and keep learning and keep doing different things. It's crazy how yeah. I
wonder if because this whole thing is I'm wondering if they're using either some type of machine learning or cloud AI that needs to come out and see, you know, more random people, so this way it can learn its maneuvers.
That
And
is
stuff.
exactly what
avatars.
that's exactly what we were talking about last night or this morning. And also, I after GRG, I streamed. I streamed it while I was playing, and then that's what we were discussing. Was that because it and you know, I know PK was saying that there was some, and I'm not doubting that at all, because PK said last night that there was some devs that must have came in and played as well, and there could have been, but I seen because when he said that there was that they gave him the you know, the little, what is that, the little taunt where they squat on you, what is that called?
Teabagging.
Yeah, the teabag. I said, oh, really? And sure enough, I seen it twice last night or this morning. I seen it twice.
Yeah, but that's a simple thing for bots to do. It's really just crouching over,
right,
over and over on top of your enemy. Especially if they're gonna take especially if they're taking your weapon from you after they kill you. You know.
Right, and
just
that's
slapping them with your coin purse, man.
Right, and what was also crazy was that there was one time, like, and it wasn't doing that before, but you know, towards the end, like on the other map, you can get the battle hammer, and then you jump in there and like nobody's there in that sector. No, there was a couple of them that was sitting waiting for you to get the hammer. Then they killed you, and then they jumped over it, and then they took the hammer. I was like, whoa, that's crazy, because they weren't doing that. And then there was some conflict, like on this map right here that you see that I was playing on, that they always go to the left. And so, you know, everybody kind of rushes and try to find angles to go kill them because they always go to the left. Now, sometimes they still do it, but there was some times that they spread it out and went a whole nother direction. And then, and so, of course, I do believe that this is kind of like, you know, like the driver tars, but I guess we'll just call them shooter tars, that Xbox is going to be implementing with these bots. And when I see that there was another update, if they're going to introduce the Spartans, Lord have mercy, get ready, because it's going to.
The names that they have, you could tell it's like implying, you know, the personality that the bot is going to have.
What up, Jazzy? Yeah, no, and that's, to me, is what's going to be insane, right? Because I mean, the name they got a name called a bot called Mjolnir. That son of a bitch is mean. And then there's there's one called Locke, which I thought was really cool. Then there was one that's called Rhinosaurus. So those names were synonymous in my brain, because those were kicking my ass a couple of times, especially that Mjolnir. That Mjolnir was a problem. I was like, what is going on?
Like, it seems like we're gonna start to talk about these bots like they're real players that we come up against often enough.
Yeah.
Like, you know, once they got their you know, their AI in that machine learning, you know, they face enough people, and they've leveled up in their personalities or play style, let's say, right, is different than between each other. And then eventually, if they start to add personality, like certain bots will teabag your body when they kill you and take your weapon, but maybe not Mjolnir, because he's such a savage and will just blast you and keep it moving, and that might not be his style. You know, it depends on what they do with these bots, but I totally could see that happening. And it definitely, these bots are running on the server side, because you have it running on the clients, you know, to give, you know, more possibilities for cheating.
Yeah, no,
that has to be server side.
Yeah, no doubt. And then, like, there was, the later we got, the more it started having some lag issues, and so then I said, okay, you know what, this is telling me I got to get out of here. I got to be done. You know, the sun is out. But yeah, no. And so after I get done with this, I will, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take me a shower, and then I'm going to fix me a bowl of cereal, and then I'm finna get back on it. That's just, I told my wife,
afternoon cereal, bro.
Yeah. And I told my wife, I said, look, I'm going to be all into this. I said, it's this, the Ascent Flight Simulator. I said, it's just too much this weekend. She's like, all right, I'm just going to go hang out with my friends, finna go swimming. I said, go ahead, enjoy yourself. And so, you know, she woke me up and told me, hey, you know, you told me that you had a podcast to do, so you better get up. I'm like, all right, sure. And then next thing you know, I was out. And then I woke up at that. I feel like a teenager, because I woke up at 12:30. Oh my God. So it was awful. But well, not awful. It's the game in life, man. But anyway, all right, let's get to
you and my 18-year-old son woke up at about the same time. I just got hit by another.
What time? What time did your old ass go to bed, Bart?
It was like 3:30, almost 4. Dude, with me, I was in a party.
Yes, Generations.
I was in a party with Cerebral Paul, Darth Praxis, 108 Dragons, Animated Evil, and 3/4 of the people I was in a party with were drunk and were playing golf. So
that's too much.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yo, shout out to those guys and Cerebral Paul. I want to say he cheats because he won. And that's all I gotta say about that.
That's great.
You using that putt preview too much, man. That's what it is, Paul.
Oh man, let that man live. Anyway, all right. All right. So yes, sir. Generations. Yeah, Generations. This is the not so much the replacement, but the continuance. Because what I'm finna try to do is combine both shows. And then like kind of make it into one big show. And then of course I got all these other I got like 3 dev in the gamers, and then I gotta put 2 GRGs together to then put them on Spotify and all that other stuff. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I need to be doing this weekend.
He will do all that once they stop the flight for Halo Infinite. Don't.
Oh no! I probably will. I got a lot of stuff to do, but it probably, if anything, it'll probably be done Sunday morning. If not, it'll definitely be up Monday, because after fight night, then I don't do anything. I really don't even play games on Monday because when we do fight night and then I'm up and then like my back issues and shit like that, I'm like, oh my god, no, I gotta just chill. So.
Hell no!
Yeah, no, my back is like, oh hell no.
Okay. Yep, that's the one. I can't sing.
Yeah, you guys never made me miss the soundboard more than what you just did.
I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna get that fixed.
I'd rather hear soundboard.
All right. So let's get to the topics. We went 30 damn minutes talking about nonsense. Anyway, so let's go to topic 3 since we was on topic. So yeah, damn, we was on just 2 topics, an hour and a half. But that's how we do. All right. Straight to it. I wanna go to the PS5 thing. No. Let's go straight to it right now. The PlayStation 5 SSD is a crazy situation. Is PlayStation fans becoming beta testers for adding to these SSDs to their console. So I'm gonna go straight to you on this because since you are our guest bot.
I knew it was coming here. I knew it was coming here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just the 3 of us, so it's what I'm saying, it's more intimate today, so we could just we can all just kind of jump in. But I'm gonna go to you first, man. What is your initial thoughts about this, man? You seeing that we seen this all yesterday that they gave out the information and what you could do with it. I talked to
who gave out the information?
Sony gave out the information,
they didn't give out the information they were supposed to give out, though, bro.
Right. And so the media was out there helping, which is fine, that's what they're supposed to do.
Digital Foundry, coming up with lists,
as they do.
Well, first off, like we're in a world where people are comparing Xbox and PlayStation. You got this whole BS console war thing, and people are constantly pointing their fingers in the other direction. For a consumer that goes in and they're looking at these consoles and they're looking at it for like family machines, stuff like that. I gotta say, what Sony did with the PlayStation in terms of how do you expand memory and stuff like that is not really consumer friendly for the wide range of people that would play games. All right, let's be real here. Like, taking off the side panel and then popping this off and having to screw in an SSD, all that good stuff. That's a big pain in the ass. If somebody is buying this and like they need to put a whole bunch of games like on the system, don't want to deal with trading off between external back to the system in terms of switching your games back and forth or whatnot. It's a pain in the ass, especially for people who aren't kind of like PC savvy who don't really know, like it's gonna be an issue. But with that being said, the design first and foremost, I don't like the design of how they did this. I really like what Xbox did. I know people complained about the proprietary storage expansion, but if you look at it, it's about $217, $220, depending on taxes where you live, and it comes with the heatsink already in the expansion card, already in the SSD. Works with the Velocity architecture. You know it's going to work. You just slide it in, and you're good to go. I like that. You know me, I'm a console gamer. Easy use is definitely a feature for me because I play on console. As far as how they're doing this, I don't understand why they're beta testing, quote unquote beta testing, and having the PlayStation gamers decide whether or not they're going to get into this. First off, if they do decide they're going to get into this, they get into the beta or whatnot. Sony already put out a disclaimer that they are not responsible for the PlayStation 5 if anything happens. Like, these consoles are already rare, right? You want some type of security that if you are going to test this for them, which they should be doing because they said it in their kind of like deep dive tech thing with Mark Cerny and stuff like that. They said they were testing the SSDs and they will let people know what SSDs would work in the PS5. It doesn't seem to be that way. You know, you got IGN making lists, you got Digital Foundry making lists, and I'm like, well, where is Sony's list of the SSDs that are supposedly, you know, able to work with the PS5? They're nowhere to be found. But you have no guarantee if you do go in, and you have no security that if something happens and by using this SSD it screws up your console, you have no guarantee. There's no way to get another console. You're going to have to deal with either your retailer's warranty and when they get systems in or something like that. So that right there, this is asinine in how they are doing this with kind of like the way this generation is going so far. You know, the scarcity of these consoles and stuff. But if you do decide to do that, Sony doesn't even have a list for you on what SSDs you should get. So in other words, they're telling the Sony gamer who wants to help out and get things up and running, it's like, you know what? We're not responsible for your system, but we would like for you to go out and grab high-end SSDs that have a heatsink involved, because I think that's another thing. Like, these SSDs have to have a heatsink either already attached or you have to put one on them.
That's right.
For you know, the overheating issues and stuff like that. So they have to have a heatsink. So go and buy high-end SSDs. You know, get a few of them, test them out, and if they break your system, you know what? We're not responsible.
We're not responsible.
Thank you. But thank you for the data that you've collected for us. This is bullshit, bro. This is absolute bullshit, and I cannot believe that there are people out there on social media trying to defend this with well, it must be like they don't know how to use a screwdriver. It's like, that's not what it is at all. Why are you damage controlling right now? But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I'll definitely be making my points about it, but I got to go to you, Slayer. I know that you're going to break down the technological side of it because, I mean, listen, I have to give you your props. I got to give you 108. I got to give PK y'all's props because we talked about this last year before the console came out. But once we started finding out about the specs, you guys were all over about that SSD. And when I went over to King Thrash podcast, I brought that same stuff up, and I got called stupid. I got called out by not by King Thrash himself, but I forgot what that one dude's name was. You know, he was so angry that he couldn't allow.
The hell with all of those clowns.
Yeah. But I was like, well, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But I'm just saying, but
I just got hit by a car again.
Oh my goodness! But once you make that point, is that, listen, this is something that should be concerned, you know, especially if they're not going to have these SSDs available. That was one of the questions that I brought up. And then on top of that was like, look, you guys keep bringing up the fact that these SSDs is going to make the PlayStation 5 more powerful than the Series X, and you know, I've never heard of any speed. Like, I got an SSD in my PC that I built, and it's fast as hell, but it's not giving me any type of extra oomph to where I can say I'm dealing with somebody who has a 1080 Ti. You know what I'm saying? So how is it that for this type of technology with the SSD, which is about speed, and give better performance on certain things, how is it that it's going to enhance anything that has to do with power? And you know, those guys, you know, just they thought I was crazy as hell for me even asking those type of questions. But again, you guys were right. And there's a lot of guys out there that's been capping for this are completely wrong. And I think in a whole other, you know, just a stratosphere trying to make all different types of excuses. But go ahead, Slayer. It's an absolute mess. But Slayer, go ahead and let these people know what you think about this situation.
Okay, so you know, some people like to say, you know, I told you so, and then be all that type of way, right? I'm not that
Poppy collar.
I'm not that type of person per se. Like to be gloating about. I'm not trying to be an asshole to nobody. I'm just not. But yo, I told you so. I told you, K Mega, in particular, early on. You were like, nah, it's not gonna be that high. I'm like, bro, no.
Right. I was always talking about, no, there's no way that these things are gonna cost that much. $200+ No way. Sure enough, boom. I caught myself buying one. I said, God damn it, these fools was right. Yeah.
Yep. And now, if you dig in the nitty-gritty details, in particular, the drive that they have within the Xbox that's on the motherboard, you know, it's not soldered on. It's just so you know, if you've been following the drama with the Steam Deck, you know that it's a certain size SSD, you know, the shorter ones, you know, SSDs are certain lengths, right? And the one in the Steam Deck, one of the 3 known drives that they've been using in the Xbox Series X and S is a Dell drive that that's up for sale. Actually, it's from Western Digital, and I found it on the Dell website to purchase, right? And this is one of the 3 drives that's known to be in the Xbox Series X and S, right? That's just a typical drive that's in the connector, and also in these SSD expansions that you can get for the Xbox. It's really just one of those drives in a compact flash fast adapter with the heatsink on and the thermal paste or whatever, so it's hot swappable, right? That's all it really is. So this is a known quantity. This tech is excuse me.
Oh damn! I thought you were falling out.
Is not wow. Yeah, it still hit me a little bit, but this tech is not cheap, and a lot of people didn't understand or want to believe, and I can understand that you did not expect for console technology to be this expensive, but that's what it has to be for us to enjoy what we enjoy now with these incredible fast load times, the fast response you see on the dashboard, particularly on the Xbox. I know for a fact, and what I've seen of the PS5 and what I've tried on the PS5 with the few times that I've been able to experience one, but you know, and on my Series X, I know for a fact those menus fast. There is no lag in anything. If you play it on the 360 or even on the Xbox One, you know how it is when you were trying to invite somebody into a game, and is that that hiccup, that pause for a second, and where, you know, it stutters and it's always fast as you can press this button, right? It's there for you. And that's what that drive was always supposed to be about, but that costs. And particularly the tech that's in the in the PlayStation is PCI X4. That's even more current, more recent, and that produces heat. And so you need a heat sink. And the one thing, or the 2 things I can say is a positive for Sony in their approach was that these were standard drives. As long as they met the speed spec, they should be fine. And now we're seeing that, the same drives that people were surmising would be compatible, you know, the Samsung 980 Pro, the Sabrent, all those drives are turning out to be the ones that are going to fit the bill because of what they told us prior. But what they also told us prior was they were going to do the testing to let us know there was going to be a stamp of certification and they ain't do none of that.
Right.
This is a beta test, and you're the crash test dummy who's testing it for them. Why they're not doing it, I don't know. But I guess they want to crowdsource this instead. I don't get it. And yet and still, you read the fine print, not every game is guaranteed to work. And that's not because they have found a game X or Y that doesn't work. But you know what? They're protecting themselves by putting that in the fine print from now. Because they don't know what's going on. Instead of them building a drive or working with drive manufacturers to say, hey, make a drive to our spec. We'll put our logo on it or whatever, like they did with Seagate, right? With the Xbox drive, and and Western Digital and what have you are supposed to have other, and the other manufacturers are supposed to come online with their own drives as well, right? So far it's Seagate only, right? Or is that Western Digital? I forget who makes that drive. I believe it's Seagate for the Xbox, right?
Yes.
So, Seagate. Yeah, Seagate. Yeah.
Okay, it is Seagate. Okay, thanks, because I wasn't really sure.
I didn't know if you were asking or not. That's why I didn't.
Right, me too. Until you just
The funny thing is Seagate is also the first one to come out and say that their SSDs work with the PS5 as well.
Seagate is the oldest of these hard drive manufacturers that I've named thus far. So yeah, they've been there longer than either one of us. Yeah, they've been out there. So they've been in this hard drive game from the beginning. That's what they do. So yeah, it's not surprising to see that the first drive that's advertised to be compatible was a Seagate drive, and indeed, that's the drive manufacturer who's got the drives for the Xbox as well. But it just goes to show, Sony was supposed to do this legwork, but now they're making you do it. You're the crash test dummy. Like every aspect of this PlayStation 5. From the first day when you people were able to hear my voice when I was on with Xbox and K-Mega and Lemon, and we did a podcast after, or actually during the reveal of the PS5 specs, and then we did one afterwards. I think that was on Xbox show, and then the first one was with K-Mega. From my first appearance, when you guys first heard what I had to say on these things, I had issues with what PlayStation 5 was bringing to bear. It seemed like they panicked over what they saw Microsoft had, and so they wanted to overclock it, but they didn't redesign their cooling or anything. This is why I believe what Bloomberg said about half the chips not working even before the PS5 came out. But TSMC, the manufacturer of the SoC chips for both the Xbox and the PlayStation, their process is high quality. Their I forget the term, but the rate or the percentage of drives that you get, or the percentage of chips that you get from their process is above 90-something%. So the chips that they got for the PS5 were made to spec. They were made to run at the original spec that they gave them when they first were producing them, and that's that 9.2 teraflops. And so when they tried to overclock it, a lot of these chips can't run at the overclock speeds because they were never designed for that, and they didn't adjust the cooling to try to adapt for that. And that's why I think this SSD solution was extra bad, because that slot is so small, there's no room to breathe. The one thing I do disagree with what Xbot was saying there at the beginning about the panel and all that. Like, I agree, and yet I disagree that it's hard, but they could have made it easier. Like, if you look at the bottom of the Super Nintendo, it had that that panel that they were supposed to attach that CD drive to, right? It's just a little panel, you just flip the thing, and boom, you see the connector. The PS5 should have had that same thing to get to the SSD slot. So yeah, you need a screwdriver to get to the to screw it down. But you know what? They could have made that simple too by making it like a thumb screw, or even what modern motherboards and PCs are doing, where this little notch that you flip over and it keeps the drive in place. So that way you would have needed no screwdriver, no tool, no nothing. You get the drive, you open the panel, you put it in, you flip down the thing, or maybe it's a thumb screw, you screw it in. You screw it in by hand, you don't even need a screwdriver. You put the panel back on and you're done. That's simple design. if Nintendo had that ready back in 1990 for the Super Nintendo, and they never even used that, connector. And it's ironic that Sony was going to be the one who was supposed to make that CD drive, But yeah, why couldn't they do that with the PS5? There are so many ways.
I think your PC side is showing. The reason why I said that is it wouldn't be an issue for me. I know it wouldn't be an issue
but for regular people, it's complicated.
Especially since, if you look at the majority of games that are played on the PlayStation platform, they are the Call of Duties, the NBA 2Ks, the Madden, stuff like that. And, when somebody gets the new console for the new bells and whistles and stuff like that, and then they find out, they want an easy way to expand their memory. And to that group of people, what PlayStation has brought out there is not an easy way to expand your memory. That's what I was saying. I'm not saying people don't know how to use a screwdriver. I'm saying,
but they could have made it simple. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. They could have made it a lot easier, even in the method that they did, compared to the Xbox method where you just plug it in and you're done. Right?
Yeah,
that's the easiest
all
thing.
I had to do, man. There's a spot right there. I just slid it in, it clicked, and that's it. There's a heat sink in there. Thing. I don't have to add anything to it. It just works, bro. Just works.
Right. And yeah, the PlayStation would have been slightly more complicated in the way I just explained if they had the thing you put in the thumb screw. And it's slightly more complicated, but I think people, even average people, could have worked that out. Now that would have been a large percentage.
But this
still been like, I'm not going to try it. It's too complicated, and that's why what Microsoft did was the right thing.
But that's what some of the PlayStation fans that caps for this are trying to make this point about it by saying, well, it's. People try to act like, oh, you can't grab a screw. People are so lazy, and Xbox are so lazy. They don't want to get a screwdriver and just unscrew something. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's the same people that will go and they'll pay for whatever item that they get. Like, let's say they get a desk. There's going to be some people that's just going to buy it and they're going to put it together because they like to tinker. But then there's going to be other people that's going to go ahead and say, no, I'll pay for that extra 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks
to get it built.
To get it built, and to build it, and I don't have to worry about it. The majority of people.
That was the other thing,
right?
And that was the other thing. The PlayStation people were trying to say was that the Xbox solution was going to be more expensive, but ironically, the PlayStation solution is more expensive.
Oh, say that again one more time, brother.
The PlayStation solution is more expensive, even though they claimed it was going to be easier.
Yes.
Do you remember that they were saying, "Oh, it's proprietary. That's why it's so much money." Oh,
exactly.
When PlayStation does their solution, it's going to be so much cheaper. Now, I will say, because we talk common sense, and we're even keel with this. Now, the one thing that PlayStation does have going for it is because these SSDs are so incredibly linked into the PC space as well. As time goes by, there is a better chance for the price to drop as the technology becomes the standard between PC and the PlayStation 5. It does have there is a better chance for the price to drop quicker. But that's the only thing that they have going for them right now. And I feel the way that Xbox has been dealing with their consumers. You see what they're doing with Game Pass in terms of people playing games. People are paying $10 a month, $15 a month, getting all these incredible games. I don't think that they would let something like the storage expansion go so long without dropping the price at some point in time. Plus they got other companies that are going to come out with their proprietary solution with the Series X and the Series S as well. And when they do that, then there's going to be competition, and then you're going to see the price get lower.
Yeah, and there's sales on Newegg the other day, 2 days ago, Wario64. If you follow him on Twitter, that's the guy for deals and stuff, and he's always posting deals. Newegg had a deal where some code, you get it for like less than $180. $180. Right? So a lot of people are snapping those up, and the UK, they've had deals in the UK for that drive as well. So economy of scale is already benefiting the Xbox platform when it comes to these drives, even though these SSDs are going to be plentiful, and there'll be many of them from many manufacturers that follow the spec and whatever, because it's a standard PC part, and that's what Sony tried to present to us and tried to claim that it would work out, but it's not gonna work out because it's too complicated. It's too complicated for your average Joe.
Right.
You're right about that.
Okay. You know what's funny about this, real quick? My bad, Kingmaker.
No,
I'm just going to throw this out there because I was on Crossfire last night before I jumped into GRG. And, people are hitting me up about being on Crossfire. Like, every week I have different DMs. Like, why are you still on that show? And stuff like that. But even Crap Gamer started to admit that there's all these, like, little things stacking up against Sony right now. And he even came out and said that, PlayStation, because I think we're going to talk about the whole Horizon Forbidden West supposed delay and stuff like that.
Right.
He even said that if PlayStation doesn't have one of those big titles for the holidays, like he even started getting in on, like, there's been, like, just good news for Xbox, and it seems like on Sony's side they've just been piling up, like, bits of negative information that are starting to, like, weigh more and more on PlayStation. He even had to admit that yesterday. So shit is going crazy when my brother Kraft is actually saying that stuff, man.
Yeah, well, that was definitely a talking point I was going to bring up earlier. That's
No, that's the point of the matter is this. It's not about people being lazy. It's about convenience.
Yes.
When people buy a console, they think convenience.
That is the console market. That's
right. That's what consoles is all about, right? Simplicity. When you buy a PC, you know what you get. Like, and it's something that I've also said a million times in the past about, like, there's a difference between PC gaming and console gaming. When people go and when people see a PC coming out of a Best Buy, people don't know if that's just a work PC or if that's going to be a gaming PC or whatever. Nobody knows, because a lot of people just buy parts and build their PCs. But when you go and you see somebody with a Nintendo, with a Switch, with a PlayStation, with an Xbox, whatever, they know that that's a console, that's a gaming machine, and those things are all about convenience, the plug and play aspect of everything. That's what it's always about. So for Sony to actually to have one of the first companies to make the memory card for the PlayStation 2, to go and to make this type of strategy, they lowballed this console. They cut so many corners. People got to stop capping for this shit. They just cut so many corners, and then they're going to try to make. And then what makes it sad is that they know that they cut the corners, and they're going to exploit people who are going to try to cut corners themselves, because I seen it already with people already trying to find cheaper solutions. I sit there and I posted something asking, like, when somebody was putting in this SSD and then they added a heat sink and they was saying it was some kind of CUDA something or whatever. I don't
CUDA. I think it was that Seagate.
Yeah, it was the Seagate or whatever. And so I asked, was it going to work? And so this guy came up, of course it's going to work. He got snazzy with me because I was asking a legitimate question, and I go and look and check who this person was, and he was a senior staff writer for Digital Foundry and for Eurogamer. I'm like, what the hell? So you're telling me instead of doing your job and trying to find and trying to say, hey, look, Sony, why are you not having this situation more versed and more?
Why didn't you give the information that you promised with Mark?
Right. Why are you not doing your job and getting on Sony's ass about why they didn't do what they said that they were going to do, but instead you're trying to find a solution to the problem that Sony provided to the customers? That's not journalism. What the hell?
Yeah,
but
and
I was like,
K-Meg,
what?
I want to ask.
Yeah.
I want to ask if this name is the same person who wrote the article that they have on Eurogamer, where the headline was straight shade. I forget exactly what the headline was, but it's like, this is not how it's supposed to be done, or something like. I should look that up, but the headline was straight shade against Sony in the headline in and of itself. Right. But it just goes to show there's certain people who believe certain ways at whatever news outlet. If it's Digital Foundry, for example, is always a big name with, you look at John Linneman, we know where that guy's heart lies. He has technical knowledge like the rest of them do, because That's what they do at Digital Foundry.
We got to pick up some knowledge at your job.
Right. He's got this knowledge, obviously, and he displays it all the time. But we also see he displays his biases and then acts like the victim. And it just goes to show what K-Mega's talking about. He asks a straight question: is it gonna work? And he's like, "Of course it goes." And then he looks in this is a guy from Eurogamer. Like, what's up with this?
Yeah.
And then when you showed me the picture, the question I had was, it kind of looks like that heatsink makes it where it's just big enough where that little panel that goes over it, not the big panel on the side of the PS5, but the little one for the slot itself, it's too big for that panel to be put back on, or just small enough for it to.
But I saw one with a diesel heatsink on it. You could not only could you not put the door back on, but you couldn't put that white panel back on either. So you have to have it. Like it was a diesel heatsink. Now, granted, that would definitely, you won't have to think about overheating, but you got that whole side exposed now. You know what I'm saying? Like that is just it's not good, man. It's just not good.
That whole bay was too small, and everybody was calling that out from the beginning because it's large enough for a bare drive. But what if you want a heatsink and
need one?
And we need one. But the technical minded of us who will follow in this tech knows that those drives run hotter than the previous gen. They need the heatsink. You're not going to find any of these drives without the heatsink that people say is safe to use without the heatsink. Not only that, but with these SSDs now, like, granted, I'm not as knowledge as you are when it comes to tech, but you know me, I dip in, I dabble. I've read that when it comes to SSDs, the hotter that they run, the quicker they depreciate.
They burn out, right? That's what PK was bringing up. Yeah,
a lot of heat. Yep. And in fact, he says, I forget the technical reason why. He told me, but I forget. Except, see, it's not always about the detail; it's about the result. Don't get the Samsung 980 Pro if you use it for PS5, PC, whatever. There's something wrong with that drive that he and I are both against that drive in particular. So if you're a PS5 person and you're looking for an SSD, that's one of the ones not to get. The Western Digital 850 that he ended up buying for himself, on the model with the heatsink for 1 terabyte is $250 compared to the Seagate that's $270 or so, I think. And that drive is known. They announced this morning, I believe, that that Western Digital is saying it will work with the PS5. It's got the heatsink, and if they're saying it's going to work with the PS5, apparently what they were waiting on was to see if it would fit properly with the panel and the white whatever you call that on the PS5 that goes on top of it as well. It should fit, it should work, but yet and still there will be certain games, and this is also said in the fine print, that aren't going to work. That may not work, right? And how can they know? They don't know, because it can happen in the future. They don't know. There's no guarantees to anything because it wasn't made specifically for the PS5. It's just a drive. It was made for PCs, but anything that could support those drives. And the PS5 supports those drives so it could work. But what Xbox did in comparison was those drives are made for the Xbox. They're not made for anything else. There's no question what to do with them. They're simple to use, and they're hot swappable. I can take my drive out of my system, hop on a plane. I'm over there in Oklahoma, and I pop it into K-Mega's Series X, and all my games are there, and it pops up instantly. If you're already in that games and apps menu, it propagates with all the games and apps or whatever it is on that drive in 2 seconds. They showed it before the Xbox even came out. That was, to me, and hey, this is the transparency that Microsoft always has. For good or for ill, they always told you what they were doing, how they were doing it, and how it's going to work. Sony, anytime they even reveal anything, it just leaves you with more questions. It leaves you with more questions than answers. And Yo, this was the capper for me. The entire PS5, and I'm saying this now, the entire PS5 situation is just an utter fail in all aspects. The system, the lack of games. And they were talking about the Xbox had a lack of games. This has a lack of games.
Woo!
This whole PS5 situation is not slander. This is all verified by the facts. Back up what I'm saying. I don't mean this as crap. From the first day when you asked me what I thought about the PS5 and I said I still wanted one and you expected slander out of my mouth, I'm like, no, I still want one because I'm a gamer and they still have a lot to show and prove. But now I can say the slander that you expected from me, but it's not slander, it's just fact. The PS5 situation is a complete clusterfuck. Worse than they tried to portray the Xbox One situation to be. Because you know what the difference is between the PS5 and the Xbox One? The Xbox One worked day one. It had games day one. Frankly, that was the best launch library the Xbox franchise or platform ever had. No, it wasn't the 360, it wasn't the original Xbox, it wasn't the Series Xboxes, it was the Xbox One. It had the best launch ever. The systems worked. Okay, there was no red ring of death. It had a giant fan. It looked like a VCR because they took their time to put a giant heatsink and fan, and it used less power than the PS4. It did all these things that they went overboard because they remembered what happened with the 360 with the red ring of death. And I don't mean this as slander, I mean it as fact. The PS5 situation is a bigger clusterfuck than the Xbox One situation would have ever been. Because at least the Xbox Ones worked and had games day one, and everything they promised about the system did what it was supposed to do. The PS5, in all aspects, light on games, systems are failing. The expansion slot 9 months in, they are using the user base as crash test dummies to find out what drives work and what drives don't. And even then, you can't be guaranteed the entire library will work in the life of the system if you get one of these drives and pop it in your system, because that's also in fine print.
And if you are a crash test dummy, you have no insurance on one of the scarcest consoles in history.
Right. So that's the thing. Like, so if just say for the most part, people have a warranty, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what Sony is looking at it from that aspect. It's like, well, you know, we're not held liable, but you know, through your store.
Well, there's a warranty when the store is like, you know, there's no guarantee when they're going to get the next one.
Well, that was my next point, was going to be like, well, okay, you can skate through that by saying, well, I got my 1 year warranty, so I hooked up these SSDs and I've had problems, or it overheated, or you know, another thing that I know a lot of people is going to try to do is, and I've seen it just online, where people are trying to find cheaper solutions just to add shit and say, oh yeah, it works. And then when it fucks up something, then next thing you know, you know, they can take it back. But just like what you was making that point, they're so
look at
scarce.
Sony's track record when you do contact them about customer support. Like if they don't like what you're saying, they will ban your ass.
They will ban you, right? And so, and then if you're a content creator, and if you went ahead and tried to listen to another person and try to take their advice on what you want to implement and put in, and it didn't work out, and it fried your PlayStation 5, then if you go complain about it, then they're going to put you on the shit list. So yeah, right. And so, like, again, I don't listen. This is the whole reason why I say I had the opportunity to get both at the same time. And I just said, no, just wait. There's just something about the way that they have been so secretive, the way that they've, you know, about when, especially the day of. It was the day before or the day of? It was in that same week when the PS5 was being released. They did that to the memory, where they locked it out, where nobody could use it. I said, something's wrong. Something is not right. That is, if anything, they would be out here to try to say, yeah, go ahead and get something like this. So then I said, no, something's not right. Either Sony is trying to force you to buy a product that's going to be made from them, or that they'll partner with somebody, or this machine is got some issues, got some external issues, and that this thing was rushed. And so I'll just wait. It's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, exactly. I see that some of the games that I want, like Miles Morales, I can get on the PlayStation 4. I don't care about Demon Souls or anything like that. So I'm good. Now we're looking at we're not even a year later. Well, it's not a year yet, but when you look at it, you're just now finding out some information about it because I've been hampering on this for a while about, look, if this was Xbox, people would have been ripping them, and deservedly so. How are you going to talk all this stuff about memory and all of this and all of that and the speed, and nobody can get access to it? Plus, you got all these games on Game Pass, and everybody got to swap out games and everything. That's the inconvenience that we're talking about. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So if Xbox was doing this, they would get all the slander and rightfully so. PlayStation should get the same thing, but they put their face in the sand and keep saying, no, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. But then on the other time, all these games that's going to be coming, all these games are coming. Okay, so you're going to be playing Hollywood Shuffle with your damn games. Mm-hmm. Or because, the fact that, the lack of games that they have, like you said, which you're absolutely right, it doesn't matter as much.
And dude, you talk about Hollywood Shuffle. I can come out from experience. Like when I got the Series S, and shout out to RG Viper for hooking me up with the Series S. When I got the Series S, you guys know I could not afford the storage expansion. I was like, yeah, I'll just throw in my external and switch out games and stuff. And hey Mega, you've known me for pretty much the longest out of anybody in this YouTube community. Like, I'll play one game faithfully, but I'll dip into like 5 or 6 other games as well. Like when it comes down to it, and switching my game from the external to the internal, and then switching it out to put another one in, it was a huge pain in the ass, to the point where when I could do it, I got the expansion for the Series S. Now, another thing that I think this is a negative just on this generation alone. Now, granted, the technology needs these ultra fast SSDs. They need to do all this, for the cut down on load times, which is, the quick resume on Xbox. That's great. But take a step back and look at it. We are now taking this as a luxury, the stuff that we kind of got used to in previous generation. You know what I'm saying? Previous generation, you just got an external. Yes, there was load times and stuff like that. But now, like, I had people on Crossfire tell me, well, it's a luxury to be able to play your game off of the storage expansion. And that's why it's so expensive. And it's like, well, dude, we got used to that on the previous generation, to just have a game on your storage expansion, which is, back then it was the external hard drive, and having it just run from there, not having to switch it out and stuff like that. So now the stuff that we got accustomed to as just the way it is has turned into a luxury that is going to be, a couple $100 to get back to that way of downloading and playing games. That's a negative across this gen period, in my opinion. Now, it does come with a lot of positives in terms of the load times, the quick resume and stuff like that. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that, they took what we used to just, be able to do. And now it's a quote unquote luxury that you have to spend like over $200 to get. But
see, Bot, I said this. 108 has definitely said this a lot. I've seen, and also seen, King David and them also make the same point. The gamers asked for this. The gamers ask for this. And so now you're going to have to put up or shut up. That's the point that where you're at now. We want the biggest, the best looking games. We want the best voice actors and actresses that you could possibly put out there. We want all the visuals, all the bells and whistles. We want fast memory. We want SSD. We want all of this implemented. We want our consoles to perform at high end levels as you would have on a PC. Gamers ask for this. And so now it's here. Gamers can't be bitching about. Yeah, they can't complain about it now. This is what you asked for. Now again, You know what I'm saying? When people ask for certain things, they may not do their research, or they may not understand the gravity of how much that they have to invest into this stuff, especially when you get a PC and you build one from scratch and you see all the things that you have to do. That's why I know for sure, for me just being, I would say between a novice and an advanced PC guy, because of the fact of what I've been learning the more and more since I've been doing this.
You're intermediate?
Yeah, I'm a tweener. I'm intermediate. Is that, there's a lot that you got to put in to go get a PC. And this is why I know that there's going to be PC guys who will never, ever get involved into buying a console, except for maybe a Switch or something like that, because of the fact of how much money they've invested into their PCs. So that's why. So that is
my hole-in-one in gameplay.
Oh my God! Listen to this.
Oh yeah.
And we see Sir X-Man is in here too, man. What's up, Sir X-Man? What? What's happening?
I'm here. What's up, guys?
Okay, all right. I was like, how you just creep in here and not say nothing? I was about to give you the ejecto seat. Anyway,
you say that every day. But I saw you was on a Saturday, man. I figured I'd come in for a few minutes until I heard what you was talking about before I go in for extra day.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. No, that's no big deal. I was just saying, what's up, man? Tell everybody what's up. What's going on with you?
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Just trying to straighten out stuff so I can find time to start gaming again, man.
Oh, man. You sound sad. This man sounds sad over here. Like, Jesus. Help this brother out, man.
I miss my gaming, man. But, life, man. Life comes first, man.
Yes.
That's what it always does. No doubt.
Know all about that. And that was the point that I was going to make. Sometimes you can't afford everything, and see, that's the thing about it. Like, a lot of people, when myself and 108 Dragons were saying, I knew it was money motivated to a high degree, while a lot of people didn't want to.
Well, I mean, that's what companies are here to do, is to make money. So, I mean,
right,
yeah.
But listen, I understand, and it's what 108 was saying last night before the connection dropped or whatever happened.
Yeah, I saw that.
When you're hardcore into gaming or whatever, and you spend a lot of money on it, you might forget the struggle. Some folks can't. And the example he gave, somebody got a PS5 and he had to choose between Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank. Lemon's thinking, hey, I'm just gonna get both. Not everybody can do both. They gotta pick one because they got the pockets for that, for whatever reason. And so there's a lot of people who don't want to believe certain things, like this whole SSD situation is a perfect example. And I'm not saying that for shade or nothing else, because listen, the reason why I got an LG TV and a new graphics card and an iPad and the Series X and the drive and many other things last year, it wasn't because of the stimulus and stuff. That was my E3 money. Well, not the Xbox, but that was my E3 money for last year.
There's no E3.
Right. And I worked my ass off to where I spent over a year and a half working extra hard, overtime, whatever, putting that into an account. So when I went to E3, I could do what I wanted with no problem. Come back with, all types of merch and stuff, and have that dream of being at E3 as a gamer. That was the thing I wanted to do, and couldn't go to E3. I had this money, but even now I want a Steam Deck. I want this, I want that. I work hard for it, but sometimes you have responsibilities. No matter, you can't work infinitely hard to get everything. You have responsibilities. Those things come first, then the games, because this is just a hobby. So there's that to be understood. But you have to be realistic with the facts, because the facts don't care about your pockets. The facts don't care about your biases. And this is why when I was saying what I was saying about the PS5 and K-Mega, and I'm not liking what you're saying, you think it's slander, but it's not slander.
It's real.
No, it's real. I'm just being funny with it, but I get you right.
Absolutely, you're being funny with it. I'm just saying, at that point, a lot of people aren't going to take it as you're taking a joke, and I'm just being an Xbox fan. No, it's fact. This is a cluster
can I say
fact.
something a minute?
Yes, please.
All right. I said this way before, and no one ever listened to me. After the Xbox reveal, everybody kept asking Sony, what you gonna bring? Sony, what you gonna bring? Sony was not ready for this generation. I've been telling people that, but no one believes me. They rushed this system out so they can compete on the same day as the Xbox. And the other problem with Sony is these scalpers bought all your consoles. They bought it in they scalping it in an epidemic where these people don't have money. You want to go find your consoles? That's where they are. That's why you're not moving. You got what you got out the door in the beginning. You got some people that paid for all this money, but those things are sitting in people's warehouses waiting for people to pay double, triple the money. That's why you're not making this money here. And your SSD problem, you should have known. Microsoft said we're going to have an expansion for it. You should have set something like that up in your console. And all your other consoles previous to that, you had it where people could change their memory. If you didn't have to rush, you would have had that set up for yourself.
Right. No. Preach.
So I've been trying to tell people, they rushed the system out. That's why they're coming rid of fresh regen. I believe it's coming. And they're going to correct their mistakes, and they'll probably have it as powerful as the Xbox One X. But they rushed it because they didn't want to lose that market share. That's about all I got on that, but it's the truth, how I see it.
No, I totally agree. No, no, you're right about everything you just said. I think it's because that's one of the other topics that we got. It was talking about the whole 10 million sold and stuff like that. But I just feel that if for gamers to complain about the prices of whatever it is, and listen, look, I don't have the money like that too to just go and get everything that I totally want. Like, what I'm saying? I was e-begging for Samurai Warriors 5 and my boy Sleepy Goblin hooked me up. I don't worry about it. I got that gameplay in here for you. There's
a Samurai Warrior 5 coming up?
Yes. Samurai. Yeah, no, it came out this week. And so I've been playing it, but and then until the Halo Infinite thing came, and then
I'm gonna get it for fight night whenever I'm able to.
Well,
play.
No. It's not a fighter. It's not a fighter. It's those. What's those? I forget what that genre is called.
Dynasty Warriors.
It's like Dynasty Warriors.
I don't do Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. And this is kind of like a reboot or something like that. So, and I was like, man, I've always wanted to get into that genre, and so I was playing it, and so I was having a good time with it. Anyway, but the thing to me is that it's just like I was saying earlier was that look, people, you can ask for the world, but once you see how much things cost, you can't complain about it because you asked for this, you want this, and listen, not everybody's. This is the reason why the whole SSD situation is dangerous for just consumers, any consumer, even us. I mean, because we don't know all the ins and outs. We absorb more information, so we're more aware. But for people who don't take in this information like this, and for other people who semi take the information, these are the people that's going to be lost. Is because just think about that person that says, "Oh, okay, so this is the type of I was listening to my favorite content creator, and they said that this works, right?" Well, they go and they spend the $275 or the $175 or whatever for the 500 gig. Then they go and they put it in. Then they come to find out Sony says, oh, well, that's not the right one. Or let's just say that they try to cut corners, which I know people will do because that's just the nature of the beast. They'll say, oh, instead of paying, I'll get this $99 one. You know what I'm saying?
To save money.
Right, to save money.
Yes.
Right. And so
excuses in their mind, but it doesn't validate the facts. The facts don't care about that.
Right. And so therefore what you do is that you get a situation where they're like, well, look, it says this, it's the same damn brand name. Why it won't work? So when they take it, when their PlayStation breaks down, they're either the first thing they're going to do is probably take it to their store, or they're going to call Sony. And if they call Sony and Sony says we're not liable, then what do you think what do you think that type of customer service is going to feel?
For that, bro.
Right. And then
remember the PS2?
Well, it's just like what Xbox was saying here earlier was that Sony already gave a notice telling people that, look, we're not liable if something goes wrong. And I think why Sony is over here giving out that disclaimer is because they know the console is still within the first year, and so therefore it's cool with the it's under the warranty through the place that they bought it from. So therefore they'll just go in there and can get it replaced. But also another problem is that there's not enough PlayStation 5s to go around, so that means somebody's on the waiting list. So what do you think that customer's going to do if that situation happens? Or let's just say, because by next year there's going to be more games that's only going to be able to be played on the PlayStation 5 and not anywhere else, that's going to need that SSD, and then that SSD, that game doesn't work. So not only that they getting screwed over on the SSD aspect of it, then the game that they paid for is going to be messed up. So again, like, what do you think that they're going to do? They're going to go to the next thing. They're going to go get them a PC, or they're going to get an Xbox, or they're going to go to Nintendo. They're going to go somewhere else because the casual market is not loyal to you. They go where the deals are. That's why the PlayStation 4 kicked off, because of that $100 price tag. And then everything else is history. Yeah. People, you know what I'm saying? Listen, and listen, it's crazy to me too how the situations is flipped in reverse, because Xbox was tone deaf by charging a $500 console right when that recession just ended. People are just trying to get their shit together. People was over here struggling, trying to pay bills, and then you're going to say, oh, well, here's a $500 console for, and people are just coming out of recession. Now you look at this situation, Sony's asking you for $70 for a game. They're asking you $500 for a console. They're asking
$400 for the other disc.
Well, the 400 is the hardest thing to find. That thing is like a dodo bird. It's damn near extinct. Well, the dodo bird is extinct, but
you can find the one Xbox got.
Well, that's plenty of
find that one.
Right.
But that's for the people that can't afford the big one, until they're able to get a big one.
Right. So it's really hard for people to find. I found one at Sam's Club, and that's when I said I was going to get it, but then I was like, no, let me hold off and wait, because I don't know what to expect yet. And so I waited, but that was the only one that I seen. And I've been still looking around for people, because I got friends that are hard PlayStation fans, and they keep saying, Mega, I know you got to know somebody or know something where PlayStation 5 is. No, I don't know. And then they ask for the $400 one because there's like, I'll go all digital. They're nowhere to be found. So again, you're in a precarious situation to where if you sit there and get something messed up, and then if the game that you sit there and purchase for $70 is fucked up too, customers are going to beg. They're going to beg
their ass out.
And you're caught up people that just got out of a pandemic. Look, everybody knows what happened last year. And now, things are ramping back up again. It looked like there's going to be some other issues happening, and you're still asking for more money. That it just isn't. When you're looking at your competition, saying, "Look, we got Game Pass that will alleviate some of your pain." You know what I'm saying? You may not can go get that memory card right now for $200 and some. We understand that, but at least you can go and play musical chairs with your for what the memory that you do have, and play some games. With Game Pass, that's what it's about.
External without a problem for previous games that you have. But here's one thing I love that Microsoft did. They let you use a memory card. It's simple. If you want to buy it, you want to download more of the quick resume games, and you've got the money for it, just get you another $215 memory card. Man, you can just swap them in and out, no problem. It'll work instantly.
Right.
You ain't got to go in and take the SSD out of the system. If you want to have a library like we used to have back in the day, our memory cards were full, we went out and bought another one. You know what I'm saying? This is just 30 years later when we used to do that, but the cost of things are higher. So it's just that type of situation that you had back then in the 90s. So, I can respect that.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at what Chris Hart saying in the chat. I'm looking at what Chris Hart said in the chat, which makes no damn sense. You saying, okay, let's get this all the way 100. Xbox asks for more money every month via Game Pass. PlayStation's asking for PSN.
And you ain't got nothing to play.
I mean, look, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So which one is the better service? Game Pass or PSN? I know PSN's been putting out some really good games, but they're older games. You know what I'm saying? But you really going to try to
where the new games at? Where the
newer games at? Why is not okay? Returnal's been out for what, 2 months now? Why is not Returnal on PSN? Why isn't it? And then on top of that, Sony asked you to pay for additional shit for PS Now. Because I went ahead and signed up for PS Now, and then I was thinking that it was all bundled up together. No, you got to pay an additional, I think, what is it, $10, $15 for a PSN, because I was going to be playing it on my PC.
What?
Yes. So it's not bundled together. So I'm kind of like, whoa, because I bought 2 years of PSN, and I was like, all right, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, well, I'm sure, because I'm thinking that they're doing the same thing as what Xbox is doing. So while you over here saying, while you wolfing tickets, why don't you be real about it? So now who's still asking for more money on top of the fact that they're charging you $10 extra more for a damn game? And then they're even asking you for more money for a game that they had from last year that you bought. And I bought the deluxe edition of Ghost of Tsushima. And I paid the deluxe edition, and then they're asking me to pay another $20 for the $20 version, and the fact, because I don't have a PlayStation 5 yet, I can't even get all the benefits, even if I pay this extra $20-$30. I mean, this is $20-$30 extra for it. So 20 extra bucks for it. So you mean to tell me that I'm paying upwards of $50 extra because I got the deluxe edition, which was $80, and then I'm going to pay another $20 on top of that, and then there's going to be things missing. I can't even get the lip sync feature. Come on, bro. What are you talking about? Stop it. Listen.
Wait a minute. You mean that meme was real?
Yeah, that was real. Yeah, that's real.
Holy wow.
Yeah, that's real. So you telling me? So come on, man. Stop it. Listen.
I got him, K-Maker.
You got him.
I'm gonna pull a lemon for you.
You get him.
Xbox does it for you for free.
Right. And we were just talking about that last night on GRG before it went complaint.
I know I was listening to you until it died when I was at work.
Right.
Bro.
You can earn listen. I'm signed up to the Sony's rewards. I got like 105, 106 PlayStation 4 games, and I haven't had enough points to even buy an indie game from Sony.
Their rewards ain't like us.
Right. Like I can just play games and get achievement points, and people can sit here and then they can do other things like what Bot was saying, with like what Jamie was doing and other stuff, where they could just go on Bing and they can do all different types of shit, and then they can buy their for basically free. Their Game Pass.
360 era for years. I did that for like the last 3 years of the 360, if not longer. That's how I pay for my Xbox Live. Every day I go on, I do my little search thing. I get enough points. I do my Game Pass like that too. Yup. And now it's built into the Xbox just by playing the games that you're getting.
And nobody talks about this, but you guys see it all the time when you're playing Xbox and you got, come claim this, come claim that outfit, come claim this, but the perk system that they give us. We get stuff for free all the time with the perks that we can use with our games, like for Rainbow Six, for Phantasy Star, and a whole bunch of other games. Does Sony do that?
And on Game Pass Ultimate, they give you codes for like Spotify and Disney Plus, and then if you play Phantasy Star, they're giving you items and stuff. So even though that's a free-to-play game where they monetize stuff, like I've never had to pay for Phantasy Star Online's, items and stuff, because I get those items from the Game Pass Ultimate monthly.
I love the new outfits.
Came out last year.
Slay, you like the outfits that they give you from Rainbow Six Siege? All the new stuff for your operators? That's sick, dude.
Yeah, man. You don't really. You pay for your hardware. You pay for the service, and then the games you really love, you buy them. You just buy them, even if they're on Game Pass. And Xbox fans, it just goes to show they buy their games. PlayStation gamers don't buy games as much as the attach rate is low on PlayStation.
So,
It's low.
Mr. Hart. So you go pay an extra $10 to $20 for an upgraded game that you've paid before, while Microsoft will give us stuff to enhance our games so we can keep coming back and play them. That's all I gotta say.
The lip sync is a perfect example. That's not something the newer hardware can't, the older hardware can't do. That was a bug or something in the game that they never fixed. Now they're keeping a bug fix behind a paywall. Really?
Wait a minute. Who does that? Wait a minute. A bug fix behind a paywall for a game?
Yeah, the lip sync was a bug. The lip sync. I mean, what game have you ever seen where the lip sync did not work the way it was supposed to and it wasn't a bug?
Which game is this again?
Ghost of
Tsushima.
Well, the game was made in Japanese, so probably came out in Japanese, but then they subbed.
No, it was made.
It was made in English.
It was made in English.
Really?
It's an American-made game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the bug isn't a programming bug in that they didn't do it right.
There you go,
It's that
Sleepy.
the mouth motions are the English mouth motions, right? But now that they have the Japanese audio to go with it, it's behind a paywall. What the heck is that?
No one does that.
I don't see how that's not. I don't even see how that's legal.
Something like that is just a standard update in most games.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did anybody block RGV Viper or anybody like that? Because
RG Viper, no, definitely wouldn't have blocked him. No, I see him all the time.
Because he says he's trying to type in the chat, but he can't get he can't nobody can't see it won't pop up. He said he won't see it. We haven't seen anything from him. Let me see.
Ask him to refresh the website and see if it's just acting up. And make sure you're in live chat, not top chat.
Yeah, to refresh. Yeah, because that is odd. I was like, no,
I wouldn't have blocked him. No, I know him. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have blocked him. He never says anything out of pocket.
No, and you know what I'm saying. And we got Chris Harden here. He's not blocked, so he's fine. If Fred was a moderator, then it might be all over.
Yeah. I blocked him, so I don't see him myself. But he's not blocked out of the chat.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't. You got to be going real foul. I don't mind people having different opinions. You know what I'm saying. But if you're going real foul, then you get the boot. But Fred said I am. Shit. That's right. He is. He's blue. Oh no, Viper. I'm gonna try to look for you, and then if not, I'll try to make you a moderator. So therefore, we won't have that problem again. But I can't see you. So hot dang it.
What up, anyway, how you doing?
What up, X-Man?
He's already playing the hell out of Cyberpunk over there.
Yeah, I am. Yo, it's just crazy dealing with this camouflage. He got missiles. He got glowing red blades coming out of his arms, man.
I thought you were trying to fly to New York or something. I don't know.
Well, that wouldn't be a long trip if I go from Connecticut to New York, man. I did visit the Great Pyramids. I visited Rio de Janeiro. I flew around Alaska already. I'm getting my wings, man. I'm getting my flight time in. You know what I'm saying? But right now it's all Cyberpunk.
Well, enjoy yourself, man. That's what it's all about. That's what game is supposed to be all about. Enjoying yourself. It ain't supposed to be about drama. It's supposed to be about having fun.
Right. Oh yeah, one last thing about RG Viper. I never saw his name in the chat all day. Like I scrolled.
Me either. No, he said he's been trying to talk, but I
haven't seen him in a while.
I'm gonna try to type his name in and just see if it pops up. If not, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm sorry, Viper.
Yeah.
But yeah,
RG Viper X, right? Yeah, I don't see him.
Me on the box. He said, "Hey, bro, what's happening, man?"
We'll look into that afterwards. Yeah, find out what's going on with that because that's not. Yeah. Definitely not intentional.
Yeah, no, we don't do that. We don't do that.
Don't worry.
Even if we have a different opinion, I'm not gonna kick you. I'm not gonna give you the boot.
Yeah, I mean, he's been trying to block me forever, and he ain't ever.
What's going on, Anthony?
So you're right.
So I typed your name in, but I don't know. So anyway, all right. So let's move on to the next topic. I definitely, what I'm saying, the SSD situation is a tobacco, man. It's awful. Mm-hmm. It's awful.
Absolutely.
They got to fix it.
But they're not over here.
It's Xbox is just doing things a lot better. It might Sony just cut corners, and that's just no ands ifs and buts about it.
They weren't ready, brother.
They weren't ready. No. That is the absolute truth. Yeah.
Nobody believed me when I said it. Remember that? I always used to say that, K-Mega. Yeah. Even you gave me a little beef on it, but I knew they wasn't ready.
Well, no, I was trying to, I always try to play devil's advocate because, deep down I felt the same way, but I'm always like, look, man, I don't want to, because we're more Xbox eccentric, that I don't want to just come off as like, PlayStation is
like
just
everything, though.
But that's the problem is that, like, look, PlayStation's been messing up, man. It's just,
it's a simple fact.
It's just a simple fact. You gotta just talk about
my fault. They're that bad at what's going on. Their own fault, not ours.
It's okay to still enjoy your PlayStation, but you can't say that everything is topsy turvy over there. It's just not, because when things were bad for Xbox, I'm just like, look, I'm still enjoying my Xbox, and I'm liking some of these games, but it's not as diverse as it should be over there. Oh yeah, so it's things need to be better. So you got to just be honest about it. All right, so let's get on to the next one. Okay, PlayStation 5 hits 10 million sold the fastest, while Xbox Series X and S is the fastest selling Xbox consoles ever. Both are doing great, but which one at this time seems to be in the driver's seat? So let me go ahead and go to you, Sir X-Man, since you're here first, and then I'll go to Bot next.
PC's in the driver's seat.
Come on now. No, we ain't doing that.
I'm in the driver's seat.
Oh, man. Come on. Bot said he's in the driver's seat right now.
Xbox and his PC division are in the driver's seat.
Whoa, look at me. Man, look at I'm slicing these dudes up. I'm slicing and dicing. Yeah. Anyway.
But you know I'm right. Xbox and his PC division for Xbox are in the driver's seat right now. That's all I gotta say is true. Every game I download, but in the Xbox app, not in the Xbox store, downloads, plays flawlessly. It even automatically customizes for my 3-screen, dude. It sets everything up, puts it in ultra, and it's running like butter, man. I love using the Xbox app now on the PC. It's magnificent, and the quality is just unreal, dude. And it holds me over until I can get me a Series X. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. Microsoft is doing it right. I'm not missing out. Microsoft is doing everything the right way, dude. Everything the right way. The only thing I'm upset about, I'm just going to say this real quick. I feel sorry for the PS4 players when they can't get a PS5. And Sony is putting all their newer games on the PS5, and they're not thinking about the people on the PS4 that still want to play some games. You're leaving them behind, Sony. You need to stop that. Microsoft is thinking about the people in the past and the future and everywhere else. They need to get it together and learn from Microsoft. Wait a minute, they always steal stuff from us. What am I saying? But that's it on it, man. That's how I feel on that. We winning, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't know. What color was showing me from his phone.
You didn't even hear me.
No, I heard everything that you said. I heard everything you said. I was reading what Viper was saying too. That I just don't. I don't know what
you're still trying to get.
Yeah. I don't know. This is something that's beyond my beyond anything that I can do to fix that. I don't know what the hell's
going on. He go into his Google settings and check and see if he's got some restrictions on that he doesn't know about.
Right. Like I don't know. Like check and see if there's updates. I know if you have an update on your computer or on your phone or something like that, they'll definitely screw things up like that. And then also,
they will.
And if you're having these type of problems as well, it could explain why last night, why the podcast was tripping out, and I didn't know if it was coming from Google or if it was coming from Restream or if it was coming from not Google but from YouTube, or if it was coming from Restream. Or if it was coming
had a problem today too.
Did they? So it's probably a YouTube problem. Too. So that's I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That thing is way over my head on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't have you blocked. I don't have but only the crazy people that was going nuts about about 3 years ago, just coming in and just saying all types of wild, unnecessary stuff. I blocked those people, but no, nobody else has been blocked from me for years. So that's something that needs to be figured out. But okay, so before I go to you, Bot, I gotta say this. What was this? I see. Where's it coming from? It wasn't from anime. What was from No Russian? He was like, but yet Madden is charging $40 extra for ray tracing and nobody's saying a word. Listen, Madden, that's EA. This isn't, you know what I'm saying? That's not Xbox. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's EA doing. And listen, this is for the very first time, and I've been buying Madden since 1987. I've had Madden ever since 1992, but I didn't start buying my own until 91. But I didn't start buying my own until 96, 95, 96. And so this will be the first year after all those years of buying Madden that I might consider not getting Madden and just waiting until it goes to EA Play in February, March. That's where I'm at with that, because I am pretty pissed off about that. But that's not Xbox or PlayStation's fault. That's an EA problem. That's them. So it's not even the same. It's not even compared the same way. So no, stop capping. Bot, what about you, man? Who's in the driver's seat right now? PlayStation is, because how everybody has said it in the industry is whoever gets to 10 million first is usually the console, usually the market share king. But then we've also said, and this has also been reported elsewhere, that Xbox can win the mind share without selling the most consoles this generation because of their services. So right now, who is in the driver's seat at this point in time? Is it Xbox or PlayStation because of their accolades right now?
Well, right now, for anybody who says that, the first 10 million basically wins the generation, you're talking about past generations. We are seeing stuff now that we've never seen in the console space when it comes to gaming. And when you look at who is basically in front of these new features in terms of Game Pass subscription services, putting their first party studios day and date into that service and stuff like that, it's Xbox right now. And then not only that, but you look at what's going on with Game Pass. And I know there are people out there, especially the PlayStation extremists, they get tired of hearing Game Pass. But Game Pass is such a pivotal feature this generation. Again, it's something that we've really not seen in previous gens. Granted, it started last gen, but it was a baby then, man. It was nothing like what it is now. You started seeing it close to the end of last gen, but coming into this gen, seeing Microsoft, Xbox kind of double down and really seeing their studio acquisitions. They got 23 first-party studios now, multiple teams within those studios, all working to be the backbone of Game Pass. You talked about mindshare, K-Mega. That's it right there. Right now, we're seeing a dip in PlayStation and Sony. We're seeing even the gaming media talking praise when it comes to Game Pass. You see, retailers talking Game Pass. It was somebody, I think it was Six Layer. I think it was Six Layer yesterday when we were talking. We touched on Game Pass. Somebody put it out there that even or it might have been D. Even in the Apple Store, with dealing with Apple products, you saw a thing for Game Pass and purchasing Game Pass on the Apple Store. That right there,
guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for letting me in, guys.
Hey, no problem, man. Holler at you, man.
All right, man. Catch y'all later.
But that right there tells you who's in the driver's seat, because when it comes down to it, you have other companies, even companies that they're not in the console space, but you're seeing Xbox Game Pass being sold in their websites and stuff like that. You see the consumer base out there really looking into Game Pass and seeing what that has to offer, you're seeing a mind share swing over to Xbox, and now you're looking at possible delay of one of Sony's big games that's supposed to be coming out like around the holidays. You see Xbox, showing Forza Horizon 5. You see the Halo Infinite kind of like flight going all over Twitter. Even the casual gamers out there, everybody's in social media. You know what I'm saying? So they're they see like these clips, highlights, stuff like that going on, and they're seeing like this Halo. They're gonna decide right then and there. This game looks like something I'm gonna get into, or not. So you got Xbox pretty much everywhere. You got them, coming out with new games. Forza Horizon 5, when it came to E3, basically stole the show. Stole the show when it came to it. Like that was the one game when people who watched E3, people who got into E3, when they're like, yo, what did you see at E3? 9 times out of 10, the first thing that the people were talking about was Forza Horizon 5, which is an Xbox exclusive. So when it comes down to it, there's a mindshare swing that's going on right now. You're seeing kind of like negative news come out when it comes to Sony. Now, if you live in the console war space, you do see kind of like the Sony extremists trying to negate the fact that Sony's news hasn't been so positive lately, and they're trying to put spins on it and stuff. But if you take yourself out of that bubble, you will realize that Sony and PlayStation has definitely taken a hit. Does it mean that they're just like ground level, that they've taken like a nuclear bomb explosion? No. But like I can't believe I'm saying this, but like Crap Gamer said, it's been like bits and pieces of negative news that are just starting to pile on top of PlayStation and Sony. Whereas when it comes to Xbox, everything is on the upswing. You got Game Pass doing really well. You got different companies promoting Game Pass, within, whether it be Apple, other companies like that. You have huge games coming out this year at pretty much the right time. And Xbox has shown that there is a future, 2022 with Starfield and other games like that. We already know Forza Motorsport is in the works. I can go on and on about games that are being developed that are going to be on the Xbox platform, which is, of course, Xbox console, Xbox cloud, and PC, that a lot of people are interested in, they're excited about, they want more information about. There's a mindshare swing that's going on right now. So I got to say that Xbox is in the driver's seat right now, with all that put together, bro.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well said. Well said. What about you, Slayer? What do you think? I mean, who's in the driver's seat at this point right now?
Well, I was basically going to say it depends on the metric that you follow, right? Mm-hmm. Because like I always say, the facts don't care about your feelings, right? But I think Xbox broke it down real nice. Frankly, I was going to say, I really don't know, because it depends how you look at it. Mm-hmm. Early on this year, people were saying, Xbox, like even the press, or even like you go to Linus Tech Tips or MKBHD or any of those YouTubers who are tech YouTubers, right? And what's that other guy with the glasses? Austin Evans, right?
Yeah.
Those are the 3 I wanted to name outright. But there are others like them who are slightly under those guys, right? Or also big names in their own rights. And they follow, when the new consoles are out, they'll compare the new consoles and they'll say one is probably above the other, or they'll say the PC thing that, they're both doing great, you could pick whatever, right? But when it came to the beginning of this generation, they all were saying PlayStation had games and the Xbox didn't, which we know not to be true. But so in that early point, you would think, okay, the PlayStation is in the lead, at least in mindshare, right? But like I said in the beginning, depends on the metric you're talking about. Sony's metric has always been sales numbers. How many consoles are being sold? How many copies of games are being sold? But we know Microsoft doesn't use that metric anymore, and they've explained why. And I believe that they're right in that's not the metric to follow anymore, because it's not just about consoles, especially when you have a situation like Game Pass, where it's not just about playing your games on that console. It could be on the cloud. It could be on the PC. It could be, multiple ways. So how do you objectively count who's winning, right? And when I look at all the things that is happening, and Xbox is right. I mean, sorry, Xbot. I always say Xbox in my own mind when I say your name, right? In my own mind.
That's why I just say bot, or I just say 448 or something. I don't know. Yeah. So.
Okay. So bot. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So bot was saying what Crap Gamer had said that. Yeah, and that's true. You can't. And at the same time, it's kind of because I think he's trying to ingratiate himself with the Xbox community that he, So I feel there's a little bit of that, but yet and still, it's the fact what he said, that the news is positive on the Xbox side, 99%, except for when they tried to increase the price of Xbox Live. But even that, they spun into a positive because it shows that they're listening. So even that whole debacle was a net positive for them. Anybody who tries to use that as a negative right now, we already know where they're at with it, right? So in the end, I think Xbox is in the driver's seat from every metric. I think maybe even console sales. That may be the only one that's questionable in my mind, but every other metric, when it comes to attach rate of games, when it comes to the services, when it comes to everything, the metric isn't just about how many consoles you sell, right? And if that's the one thing that Sony debatably probably has, right? But if you look at every other metric, any other kind of thing, mind share, this and that, it's all Xbox. It's all Xbox and not Sony. So I think Xbox is in the driver's seat. But can I factually prove it? Maybe if you say the Game Pass numbers, because the Game Pass numbers are well past 10 or even 20, in my opinion, probably past 35 or 40, and they're just waiting for a big number like 50 before they finally tell us, because, we had the quarterly earnings report for this quarter just passed and they didn't tell us, right? But they told us, I think the last time when they got to 25, that was the first quarter of the year. So I think in the end, yeah, Microsoft in the lead in all metrics except possibly the console numbers, but that Sony for now, because you count the Series S, little man is out there selling to a lot more people, because we were talking earlier about about pockets and how much people can afford. That Xbox Series S at $299 is very attractive, very, very attractive, and there has to be another way that they're winning. So I think Microsoft overall, to answer the question, Microsoft is clearly in the lead.
Okay. All right. So I got a different take. I think that Sony is still in the driver's seat only because of this reason. It's because of their dominance of what happened with the PlayStation 4.
Mindset, yeah.
Yeah, and their mind share. And PlayStation, and this is why I say that at this point, that's why I say it at this moment, is because the year is not up. PlayStation is at this moment has had the more popular games to be available for their customers. When you look at Miles Morales, when you look at Demon Souls, then you look at Returnal, and then Ratchet and Clank. That's it. And then of course they hit the 10 million sold, which again, we all know that most of those consoles aren't in homes; they're elsewhere. But this is the inevitable. I was talking with a writer last night that for Xbox Estra. I can't.
Estra?
Yeah. And I was talking with them last night, and so then we were just breaking things down and whatever, and so we got into the whole point about what this conversation was actually about, and I'm glad that we talked about it, because I would have been saying, damn, I wish I could have brought this information up to people on the podcast last night, but because of the way situations happened, I can talk about it now. There is data out there that shows that people are more enticed on wanting to have an experience than to purchase certain things. Therefore, like with the movement with digital property, the movement from just look at how the industry, just with everything else that surrounds within gaming, or just with entertainment, with music, with movies, with television. It's all digital. It's all going digital. And people so much, and listen, it used to be really cool back in the days to go into somebody's house and you see all these, in all these movies or all these music. I remember I walked up, a homegirl name was Ellen. She was a music, she wasn't a producer, but she was a promoter, music promoter. And we used to go over there to a crib and stuff, and I used to be in awe every time that I would go to a home. And they had this huge wall shelf, and it was filled with nothing but music. And it was all different types of music. Like, I mean, any and everything. And like, she got like a little pictures of all different artists and stuff that she's dealt with and stuff. And I thought that was the most amazing thing ever. Go and look at this generation. You would look at that and you're like, oh, that is dope. But man, that shit looks kind of cluttered. You know what I'm saying? So like, like people's mindset has evolved to where, yeah, I don't mind going ahead and buying this CD because I know I like this particular artist. But other people like the experiences of maybe wanting to listen to somebody else. And so if they can listen to them digitally, and then they like those type of that, let's say that they didn't like the album too much, but they did like 2 or 3 songs from that album. People will go ahead and get that digitally. You couldn't do that if you wanted to get a CD of somebody that, a CD of somebody, like for instance, if you just wanted to get it, I don't know. I'm just saying this off the top of the head. Like, let's say Taylor Swift, like you like that Taylor Swift song, right? And then you heard another song on the radio and you liked it. And then you got a chance to listen to her whole album and you just like those 2 songs. Well, then you could buy those 2 songs. You couldn't do that back in the days. You would have to buy her old CD, or hopefully she would have a single of those 2 songs. That was it. Now you have the options to pick and choose. And so when that information got sent out about people being more in tuned about the experience, than purchasing, certain type of content. That makes a lot of sense. This is the reason why Netflix is where they're at. This is the reason why Disney Plus is where they're at. This is the reason why Scarlett Johansson is over here trying to sue. But is suing Disney because there were so many people who didn't go to the theaters because of that so-called experience where, where to just a bowl and enjoy the theater like that. They just went ahead and paid the $30 to Disney Plus. And so she felt like she's missed out on a lot of money because of the fact that a lot of people just wanted to get
her contract says the theater sales is where she's getting a big cut from, and because that changed up and instead they put the movie elsewhere. Well, not instead because it was in both. Yeah, she lost a lot of money.
Right, and that's the thing. Right, and so again, that tells you right there that the customer base is over here. Look, digital is the future with all types of entertainment. We've already seen it. If it didn't work, then Netflix wouldn't have worked. Disney wouldn't have went ahead and made Disney Plus. We wouldn't see people cutting the cord like me finally cutting the cord with cable and now doing digital content and getting digital content. If this stuff was all about the old premise, the old way of how people used to game, then Sony would definitely be in the driver's seat by miles. But this is the reason why Sony is holding on to it now, but won't have it later. Because Sony is not equipped to spend this type of money that Xbox is willing to spend. This is as my boy One Bad Mother said. He said Xbox has what I'm saying, go fuck it money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying? Look, I mean, we made a mistake. Whatever. So they can make these moves and changes. And really what they're doing is that they're changing the game so much within gaming that there's people that still not understanding and not processing how fast this happened. When you first heard about Game Pass was talked about in 2016, 2017? You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden when it comes, then people are like, oh, it's just a fad. Now look at where it's at and within 5 years. What, you got to get it? You got to get it?
My bad. Yeah, I got to get out of here, man. My bad. Just looked at the time. I still got to go to the store to grab dinner and stuff like that.
All right. That's cool. That's it. Tell them where they can find you at, man. Because
no doubt. I mean, it was a blast hanging out with you guys. Second day, part 2 in the books for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Xbox Live, you just type in the same name, which is Xbot448, and you can find the content. You can find me gaming. You can find anything you want right there with that name. Congratulations, K Mega and crew. For over 200 episodes, man. It's been a long time coming. Watching the show evolve as well, and it's something I do with Next Podcast. You go back and look at the first episode, and you kind of see the evolution. You guys have come a long way. Absolutely awesome show, and I will be back again for episode number 400.
Shit! Yeah,
200 more in the books. You guys are doing a great job, man. Everybody in the chat should definitely hit that thumbs up button. If you are not subscribed to this channel, definitely subscribe. This man K Mega is working hard to give you content. I say working hard, but he's a gamer and he's having fun along the way all the time. But doing these shows, it's not just all fun and games. There's a lot of work behind the scenes, man. And K Mega, you and the crew, you guys are doing your thing, doing your thing.
Well, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. I'll see you Thursday. All right, man. Go take care of your business. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, once I get finished with this or whatever, then we got one more topic and then we'll get out of here. Because I got to play with you some more Halo. No doubt.
I'm out.
All right, man. But I got to get. Oh, my bad, bro. And then I got to give me a bowl of cereal first. Well, and take a shower and to get a bowl of cereal. Then I'm ready to play. But I just everything about what is happening right now within gaming, this evolution, is I know for some people it just feels like, nah, man, this isn't the way, this isn't my gaming. This isn't the way that gaming is supposed to be. Gaming is always evolved. If you've been in gaming as long as we have, you've seen this evolution.
You should know this.
You should know this. If you've been in gaming as long as we have, as long, you know what I'm saying? I'm in and out Slayers too. We're considered root gamers. I was playing games ever since the arcades when I was 3-4 years old in the late 70s. You know what I'm saying? So so again, I've seen the evolution from arcade. Well, from there was pinball, then there was arcade, then you moved into the consoles, and there was consoles back then, but I never played a Magnavox back in the 70s or whatever. My first console was the Atari 2600. And then my grandfather found a Commodore somewhere like 2 years later. I started playing on the Commodore a little bit. Then Nintendo popped out of nowhere. And then I started playing it. And then again, you go from what the Atari was to what Nintendo was to what Nintendo and Sega. And then you go to what PlayStation. PlayStation did the same thing of what Xbox is doing right now. It's just like I said last night or this morning when we was having this discussion, was like Sony had a great ass run, 30 plus years, 30 years, a 30-year run. But it's over. They can't compete with this. Sony cannot compete with what this new onslaught is. And Sony right now is in the driver's seat because of their namesake. But it's over. By the time we get to 2023, all that shit is over. It's gone. It's gone. I even think that it's going to happen earlier. And as you heard from what Xbox said and from what Slayer said, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Xbox is already ahead because of everything it's going. The blunders, the lack of the money that Sony can't push out like Microsoft can, Microsoft, Sony, they're the parent companies. Yeah. And then on just top of what Sir X-Men said about the pace of where everything is happening and where Sony just wasn't prepared. They should have brought the console out this year. But for them and now everybody can see why there was writers and there was people that was in the industry that was saying, well, Sony should be bringing out this console in 2021, not in 2020. Because they weren't prepared for anything that happened. And so again, here we go. And now Xbox is about to make this jump. Am I saying Xbox is going to be the face of gaming? They're just going to win the mind share. That's all I know. It's inevitable Game Pass is what, and then when you've heard what other people have said about like, if Game Pass hits 30 million, then they're already making a profit. Well, I already think that they're there. I think that the last time that I heard it was 27. I think that they're already up there to up there close to 30. But let's just say that they're at 27. They're at the 23 to 27 range right there. And we're not talking about 23 to 2,700 people. We're talking about 23 to 27 million people. That's a lot of folks. And just think what's going to happen when Forza drops. What do you think is going to happen when Halo drops? What do you think?
This year.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen when people get a chance to play on Game Pass Back for Blood? For those people out there, and then we're not even talking. That's in 2021. Come on now, it's inevitable.
Until we hear how many people are on Game Pass, the updated numbers. Until we hear those numbers, and it's all over. Excuse me, and it's all over the press. That's not a big deal,
right? And I mean, what didn't Xbox win MPD? You know, I like talking about the MPD junk, but didn't Xbox win the MPD? Or you know, what I'm saying, or outdid Sony? I don't know who actually won the MPD. I don't really keep up. I've seen stuff.
It was Microsoft. They beat Nintendo and Sony, I think, last month.
Last month. So what do you talk? So what is this? So if Xbox, I mean, and that was something that D brought up last night, was that just think about what like the holiday season is going to be like when consumers out there going to buy stuff. Just think about that. Yeah, PlayStation is going to rake. Yeah, they're going to do well. But when you look at the competition, you got Nintendo that's going to be out there. And then you're going to have Xbox that's going to have two variances. And if PlayStation is still going to have a shortage, man, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. And then, of course, where we're going to have to finish off with is going to the last topic, is talking about this Horizon Forbidden West situation. So yeah, no, PlayStation right now is still in the driver's seat as of right now, but it is inevitable that Xbox is about to lead them, about to go ahead of them and then lap them. It is inevitable, and I don't care who records this, who takes this, clip it, whatever, clip it, put it, stamp it. It is inevitable that Xbox is going to get this mind share. If that, you know what I'm saying, it is going to happen because Xbox's game lineup hasn't even kicked in gear yet. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. I mean, because you got what this month, next month in August, you got Psychonauts, and then for whatever else that they'll have. Man, when you get to the end of the year, that's when you're going to start seeing it. And then you jump into the beginning of the year and you're already going to have Stalker, and then you're going to have anything else. And then let's not forget about
Crossfire X.
Yeah, Crossfire X. You're going to have still Scorn still out there. Then you're going to have all these first party games that's going to be dropping. Then Starfield coming at the end of the year. You got Redfall. I know that we don't know enough about Redfall or Starfield yet. So,
Flight Simulator just came out. The Ascent just came out. The Halo preview just came out. That's 3 big ones in a week.
Yeah, and then all these indies that's getting all this acclaim and people are starting to play this stuff. If you look at the numbers, outside of what people talk about in these gaming streets, people like these experiences more than they like just going out there just buying certain stuff, because they know that they can just pay for a service. And they could get feasted with all different types of diversity and different type of content within whatever how much that service costs. That's way more cost effective to them than it is for just going out here and paying for that price for that one thing. If you don't believe me, why do you think Sony is over here purchased Nexus so they could go ahead and start putting their games on PC? More of their games on PC.
It's the difference between it's the difference between you going to a Chinese restaurant, right, and you're getting some lo mein or something, or you going to the buffet.
Yeah,
it's that same difference right there.
Yeah. So no rushing. I just was showing Flight Simulator on the gameplay. I've been posting stuff with Flight Simulator, but again, there's a bigger game out there that's called Halo that everybody's posting. I haven't seen no PlayStation shit posted out there. Nope. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
None. So again,
not even Ratchet and Clank, which
I haven't seen no Ratchet and Clank, and that game looks absolutely phenomenal. But again, it just comes to show. Again, think about this. My last point, and then we'll get to our last topic. I promise. Another thing that I have to say that One Bad Mother said that was absolutely 100% correct. Listen, Ratchet and Clank sold over 1 million copies. I'm pretty sure it'll sell maybe about 3 to 5 million, which is excellent. But if Sony had a Game Pass type, service, let's say PSN Plus or something, right? And they put Ratchet and Clank on their day and date, and they saying they sold already over 10 million consoles. What do you think that number would be at that point if Ratchet and Clank dropped day and date on that PlayStation Plus? It would be it would be wherever close to the numbers that they said that they sold or whatever, because we know that a lot of them are not in homes, but still. Let's just say 7 million. Are you kidding me? That's the difference of what Game Pass is giving, on top of the fact that there's Game Pass on PC and there's also games that goes on the PC. It's Xbox is. I said this and I'll say it again. Xbox came in here. They had the strategy. They said, look, if we're going to go in, we're going to go all in. We're going to do this. And then also one thing that I didn't even know that I found out last night, that the head of Microsoft was a person that used to work and get information, consulted or was on the board or something that worked for Netflix. So of course this makes sense to them. Of course, it took time for Netflix to. That's what I'm saying. They know that they got to burn money to earn money,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So you know how long it took before Netflix really got kicked off and started. Netflix started off by sending you 3 discs. You know what I'm saying? Remember, they were doing things better, crazier than anybody out there in the market at that time when Blockbuster and Hollywood Video was out there. They were basically. We'll give you 3 discs, 3 movies, and then we'll send them to you, and then you just send them back when you're done. All you got to do is just pay for the service. That's it. That's all you got to do. And other people thought that was crazy. How are you going to trust people holding on to the discs? People going to steal the discs. People going to do this. People going to do that. But they still, next thing you know, what happened? It evolved. Yep. It kept trends. And then what happened? Netflix is still here. Blockbuster. Hollywood Video.
Well, there's one left. There's one Blockbuster left. Yep.
But I mean, one left. One left.
Of hundreds of stores that used to. How many?
Right. How many? Blockbuster was international. So I mean, I think it was international, I believe, right, or close to it. But anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
How many video stores are left out there? I see a couple. There was one that was right down the street from me, but then, of course, because of last year, they closed down. There's not very many of them left anymore.
And rare, like records in arcades. It's like that now.
It's just like that, and that's the thing right here. What Microsoft is doing, like, listen, get out of that. So, all right, let's talk about Horizon Forbidden West.
Real quick. I only have like 5 or 10 minutes.
So, we can be quick on that. Yeah, so let me get out of here.
Okay.
So go ahead, man. What do you think about this whole situation? I mean, I think that I think personally we already knew because they don't ever put their juggernaut games. The only game that they did was the Kojima game. Was what is that game called? What was the Death Stranding?
Death Stranding.
Yeah. Death Stranding, and we seen what happened. It got ate alive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's only just a few type of games. I believe a God of War could definitely do well at the end of the year for PlayStation. But even with Forbidden West, for all the content of all the games that's going to be dropping at the end of this year, it just didn't make sense. You brought Horizon Dawn, in the second quarter of that year when it came out, and it did well. It's just normal to just do the same thing. So again, you kind of knew this because we haven't seen anything else about it or heard anything else about it. It is unfortunate for PlayStation fans that was thinking that there was going to be something for them at the end of the year. But I mean, there is Deathloop. And then there would Tokyo Ghostwire that got delayed as well till next year. So it's a crazy situation. So I don't know. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is quite simple. It's a wash for Sony this year. It's a wash, right? Horizon, don't bring it out this year, even if you could just barely make it. Don't pull a Cyberpunk. Don't do it. It's already a wash for you, even if you was to bring that game out. You cannot put all of that pressure on that one game. You saw what happened with Returnal, and it buckled, let's say, right? And speaking of which, we were talking about Ratchet and Clank and Returnal. I've seen more of Returnal video than Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is a more recent game. You think you'd see more video of that, in time, but that's just that. But it just goes to show this year is a wrap for you, Sony. Don't even bother putting that game out this year unless you really had it ready for this year. Put it out next year. If you really have to delay for whatever, if it needs more time in the oven, do that, because this year is already done for you. Is already done for you. Don't do that. I mean, it's been a clusterfuck for PS5 since the day it came out, right? When Twitter was ablaze with all types of videos with, systems glitching out. You still can't use the rest mode. It's only now they're using you as crash test dummies to test that slot out. The whole situation is bad. This game can't save it. So don't bother trying. Don't rush one of your top franchises. And it's only now you can call a franchise. I hate when a sequel to something comes out, now you want to call it a franchise, and the second one isn't even out yet and you call it a franchise. Right. It's not a franchise till that second one is at least out. And it's already done well enough to say that there's going to be more of. So I think, it bears repeating, hold back. It's clear you need to delay that game anyway, and it's going to be cross-platform. I'm pretty sure it'll be on PC soon thereafter, but it's not enough to save you from the losses of this year. Don't rush it if it needs that more time. If naturally it could have been out this year and all the rumors are saying that it's going to be delayed, then delay it. Don't do it. Otherwise, it's not going to do nothing for you, and you just have wasted a AAA that you could add, a feather in your cap for. So just say that for next year, and that's what I think they should do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I totally agree. Also, I seen somebody ask the last game for Halo that sold over 5 million. I mean, the last game that sold over 5 million on the Xbox was Halo 5, and basically, I'm like, man, didn't Forza? Listen, and hold on, wait a minute. State of Decay was at 3 million. So when just in that first year, so I don't know. I would say State of Decay.
Sea of Thieves is over 20 million players.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves is over 10 million.
No, 20 million. It's over 20 million. I thought it was, or was it 10?
Well, they say players, so I just know that they've sold over 10 million. I mean, just you got easily, and then Forza that sold over 10 million. I think that was I don't know, 12, 13. I don't know, somewhere around there. But anyway, regardless, I don't.
Just goes to show that sold doesn't even matter anyway. That was the whole point of the thing of the last topic.
Right. So, gotta stop thinking like Barney Rubble and get out of bedrock, man. It's a different world now. Gaming is changing and it's evolving. And it's like I said, look, you're gonna have to hop on a train or you're just gonna get left behind. It's just that simple. And so, you might just come out there because listen, if you see people like Noof that's been staunch and saying Game Pass, no Game Pass, this, no Game Pass, that. Next thing you know, it's gonna get you one way or the other. There's gonna be that one game that's gonna be like, you know what, this is bull, this is BS. How is it? All right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and cop this. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know. That's how they get you. But anyway, All right, guys, man. Thank you so much, man. Give me until Monday. I said I'm gonna try to work on this Sunday so I can go ahead and put all this content together, make it into one thing. And then, of course, I'm gonna send all this out to Spotify and to iHeartRadio and all this other stuff. And of course, I got 3 Devin the Gamers I gotta send out and stuff. So I'll probably get all this stuff done Monday. But for you guys, for right now, man, thank you guys for watching. This both from last night and today will be up, and we about to get the hell out of here. So Slick Slayer, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter, Six Slayer No C. I'm trying to get to above 500 subs. I'm pretty close, man. I try to tweet knowledge and information. It's not just what I think about stuff. And yeah, I put some stuff, pro Xbox and stuff, and I'll retweet a lot of stuff that people say. But I try to say positive things too. I try to drop knowledge. In the middle of the Steam Deck situation, I was doing a lot of active research into these SSD replacements and how viable that would be. And if you followed those tweets I was putting out about that Dell drive before anybody really knew what was going on, I was doing a lot of research. And then at the very end of it, there was somebody who did a great write-up and video, and I posted that too. So if you're trying to learn and understand, this gaming industry, I'm always tweeting and retweeting information, that will expand your horizons and your knowledge in this gaming industry if you care about that. And just about, about news and other things that happens in the gaming world. So come and follow me on Twitter and, of course, on every great game platform that exists, except for Nintendo. Not this generation anyway. They've done me wrong. I'm done with them for this generation. But everything else, you'll find me there. Oh, and minus Stadia too. Although I have an account, I don't rock Stadia. You'll find me on GeForce Now. You'll find me on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network. You'll find me everywhere. Come check me out.
All right. Last but
of course, at the very end, in the next hour and a half, you'll find me on the Dragon's Den, of course, right here every Friday on GRG. How could I not make it?
Yeah, and the disrespect is real. You know what I'm saying? Lemon coming here talking about, I had some kind of karate class to go to. Why you just can't say that you just missed it or you had some other thing to do? You got to show me some pictures of your big ass doing something with them big ass corns on your feet. But I think he said somebody else he did something about karate. I don't know. I just saw him post. It's like, oh, my bad. And then I saw something about karate. Hold on. Let me look. I don't know. Let me see.
His nephew, his godson does practice karate.
Yeah. So he said something like that. So yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking his big ass is saying, "Hiya, Brooklyn." Anyway.
Oh no.
Yeah. So all right. So GRG is going to be on hiatus for a couple of weeks. We're taking a break. You know what I'm saying? So because of some of the things that needs to, I guess I see now with this Windows 11, I need to know if I got to work on other stuff. It worked fine right now. This is great. But also other things, other moves that I need to try to make because I'm working on trying to get another podcast up and running here in the near future. So going to take a break. So GRG won't be back for a couple of weeks, but we will definitely be back. Do not think that we are gone because no, I love doing this too much. It's embedded in my DNA. So hopefully, guys, when we come back, you will definitely welcome us back with open arms. Also, Fight Night Sundays, that ain't going no damn where because I got to play my fighters, man. I got to jump in. So come and check us out tomorrow night, 9:30-ish, Sunday night. Check me out on Twitch at KMega405. That's where Fight Night resides now. Also, I was asked to be on a Weapon Wheel tomorrow night. So I will be on Weapon Wheel. So come and check me out over there with those guys over there. So yeah, it's cool to get the invite. So appreciate BG hitting me up. And so, man, other than that, man, going to be streaming on Twitch and then I'll be on next podcast this coming up week, but I will not be on next podcast the week after because, like I said, I'm gonna take a break, spend some time with the wife. What I'm saying, yeah, you know that we do it. You know what I'm saying, shit. You know what I'm saying, because I got to give her thanks for me doing all this crazy shit, and she just goes with the flow. You know what I'm saying, so I got to spend some time, do that, and Halo until Monday. So yeah, probably I won't have none of this shit done until Monday. But anyway, see you guys later, man. Thank you. We are out of here. Oh, I need to find my buttons. Yeah, so because I'm over here thinking this is yeah. Let's get out of here. We out. Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific.
This was the GRG podcast.